Good evening and welcome to Season 6 of the Welsh Esports League. My name is Kit and I am here with my lovely co-caster Lude. How are you doing today, Lude?
Getting through it as per usual. I'm excited to be back to watch and laugh at some of my friends failing ineptly in Dota. It's always a pleasure to let them know what's going on. You know.
We don't laugh too much, or you shouldn't laugh too much. This is very serious business here, Lude, because we have one single best of 3 to decide us a winner today. So lots of money on the line in this next couple of hours. How are you feeling about the game today?
Yeah, I'm feeling good about it. It'll be interesting to see how some players at kind of various skill levels have adapted to the changes in the patch, especially since we saw PG Wallachia just happened, and there were a lot of picks that were seemingly coming out of felt kind of like out of nowhere to some of us. Um, but we're seeing a bit of a shift now, and it'll be interesting to sort of see how some of these guys adapt, or whether it'll just be a case of, lol, we have Presti, we'll just pick Art Gordon for him, Lamau, and not let Nick Offleinman get one of his big three. Who knows? It'd be interesting to see what these people do.
Yeah, we are going to be watching the Dragons take on the Pit Ponies for the title this evening. So it will be, as I said earlier, one best of 3, and that will take us to a winner for the 6th round of Well. Can you believe we've been doing this for 6 rounds already, Lude? It feels like it's only a few months since we were here with the little babies of the teams, and they had only just gotten started, and yet we're already like 2 years in.
Almost 2 years. That's wild.
It really doesn't feel like it's been that long at all, but very excitingly this evening we will be seeing these two teams playing for real cash money, because it is one best of 3 which will decide the victor. The winner will be taking home £60 to split between the team, whilst the runner-up will only be taking home a measly 45. So real money on the line here, guys. These plays matter, and
Look,
this is the time to bring it out.
It's the difference between a single or a double in the pub.
5 seconds remaining.
The real Welsh metrics of how money is spent.
Radiant team ban.
Or Dota cosmetics, because let's not forget, we're not just talking about Welsh metrics here. We're talking about Welsh Dota metrics. Very important.
Yes, but we're Dota players to cope with the fact that we're Dota players and our game is dying. Anyway, so Cult of Barney straight away, not messing around.
10 seconds remaining.
Straight away, Earthshaker, get him gone. Don't want to be dealing with Nick Offleinman has a really dangerous Earthshaker. So just don't want that whatsoever.
Not the one to give away here. Probably best to put it straight at the top of the ban list then.
Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
So I am looking to
Radiant team ban.
see what gets banned up in the next couple of picks, because I think this is the first time, Lude, that we have casted
10
together
seconds remaining.
when there has been a change to the ban system. I
5
feel like
seconds
I've missed
remaining.
out all of these previous times, being able to take a look at this, and I'm quite intrigued as to how these additional bans in the first phase kind of change the way that teams kind of approach how
Dire
you
team
deal
ban.
with this kind of first pick, last pick, and where that leads to. How do you feel like that's kind of
10
going to
seconds
impact
remaining.
these teams here? Because obviously we see the Dragons, they've got overall last pick,
5
so that means they get
seconds remaining.
4 bans here in this first phase.
Yeah, I think
Dire
it's
team pick.
about that
Radiant
second
team pick.
phase. Only get one. You only get one ban to the other side's two. I think that's a big part of where the sort of the crux of it is here. Clockwork for the
10
first
seconds
picks.
remaining.
It's probably gonna be our fight.
5
Really gonna be.
seconds remaining.
Um,
Dire team ban.
Yeah, it's a very, very effective support here, isn't it? You know, you get quite a lot of
Yeah.
answers to lots of different problems that can come up later on in the draft in this one hero, and get it all wrapped up in quite a nice, neat little package as well. It's not one of those heroes where you have to buy a dozen
10
items to feel
seconds
like you can
remaining.
have any kind of effect.
Dire team ban.
Yeah. Okay. So I think we are. I think Lich, however, is a pretty
10
safe
seconds remaining.
second, pretty safe sort of first pick
5
support.
seconds
It's
remaining.
probably just a comfort. I think Deadly plays the
Radiant team
for
ban.
this team, so I think it just might be just a comfort. It could punish some grouping potentially.
Mm.
And Clockwork, I think, with the way that Clockwork can sort of jump in, I think sometimes, depending on
10 seconds
how he
remaining.
how he ends up configured, the Lich can maybe
5
potentially.
seconds remaining.
I don't know. With
Radiant
It
team
also
pick.
just gives you a really nice kind of starting support duo, doesn't it? Because you can do a lot of things here with this Lich and kind of have quite a bit of flexibility in the way you want to play your game. Like Lich is a very good stand your ground hero, but he's
10
also quite
seconds
good as
remaining.
a kind of counter initiate hero too. So you get that little bit of
5
forward planning
seconds
to the rest of
remaining.
the draft.
hmm. The real question is: are we going to see? There's two heroes I'm thinking we might see from the side of the Dragons, just knowing one of their players and knowing it's a real big comfort for them. Um, Axe was going to be a consideration, but Clockwork is actually pretty decent against the Axe here because the battery assault, the ticks of the battery assault are quicker than the 0.3 seconds
Dire
that it
team
takes
pick.
to be able to get the call off.
Mm-hmm.
So
I've
there's
been in many a game and watched an axe very sadly try to call
Dire team pick.
over and over again.
yeah.
Ooh, picks
So
in
we
quick
have
succession here.
this the classic aura builder underlord here. Shadow Fiend we could be mid, but we are also seeing a bit more of Shadow Friend
10 seconds remaining.
going. We are seeing a lot more of Shadow Friend going
5
in
seconds
the carry
remaining.
role as well now.
Mm,
You know, it really could depend. I think my guess is that I think this is probably carry. Um, Although it depends. I think Rob's the highest ranked player on the side of the pit ponies, so I think they probably want to protect his picks more. Maybe I don't know. But I don't even know necessarily where their team are playing. These
teams change. These teams change positions and players all the time. It's hard to keep track, honestly. I think from the side of the Dragons, I think I'd like to see. I think so far we've got quite a lot of sort of strong spells. I think I want a decent aura builder on the side of the Dragons as well. Gone for the Ursa as a
bear.
pick. Interesting. Okay.
So, what is it about seeing this slippery, slimy slug come out that is going to
10
make people
seconds
think
remaining.
now is the time to pick your Ursa? Or is this perhaps a
5
pick where
seconds
they're
remaining.
looking ahead to who they want to be picking that last phase hero for, and who's going to be most effective to get that pick there?
I think it would partially
Dire team
depend on
hit.
which facet. There's the axe. Okay. Um. Right. Okay. So I don't. It depends on if they can make sure that they get that off before the Clockwork Battery assault happens. Um. I think maybe it's they're
10
wanting to.
seconds remaining.
Maybe the Ursa is to look at getting a Battle
5
Fury
seconds
and
remaining.
um, be able to do a shed load of damage to enemies that are grouped up, maybe, especially with the AoE of the Earth Shock, maybe. But as much as anything else, Ursa's a hero that you can have a bit of a naff game, but as long as you get your Battle Fury by like a semi-decent timing, even if you've not had the best lane, you can just go and farm. You can go and farm and catch up. It's Ursa is the Roche taking hero,
10 seconds remaining.
probably even
Radiant
more than
team
Huskar
win.
is. So there's maybe the idea that the rest of the team can make space for the bear to just be able
Radiant
to do
team
things like
win.
getting the Roche and going and getting the it's easy to take the Tormentor with as well. This is a lot. I think there's a lot of
A lot of objectives
strengths.
that are made a little bit easier by the addition of this hero at this point. How do you
Yeah.
feel about
10
this Viper
seconds
here? So it
remaining.
looks like on the side of Pit Ponies, we now have all three of our
5
cores picked
seconds
up,
remaining.
and going to be a final pickup for a support. How do you feel about this draft so far?
Dire
Um,
team ban.
I think that the Viper was just I want to win mid. Um, so they just sort of stuck the Viper. Deals with wins almost every lane. Wins
10
almost every lane
seconds
he's
remaining.
in. I'm a filthy, disgusting Viper player,
5
so
seconds remaining.
I'm always happy if I had to play a matchup. I don't quite know who I'm up against. There's very few instances where I wouldn't be happy playing Viper.
Especially when you can already see that the sniper's banned out already, which is probably like my least favorite to go against, just because of the chip damage. So,
Well, I know there's one hero I as a Viper player do not enjoy playing against, and the Dragons have someone that plays it. There is a
Dire team
non-zero
pick.
possibility that we could end up with a last pick Arc Warden to go mid.
especially with
Maybe.
an overall last pick as well.
Yeah, like as a that's something that I'm not happy about as a Viper player because of the the
10
ult being
seconds
single
remaining.
target. And okay, sure, the thing you're probably gonna put it
5
on is gonna
seconds
die,
remaining.
but you'll probably die too, and you might not even get off.
Yeah, there's a lot of kind of steps to get there, isn't there? And
Mm.
when you are playing that mid lane, it is tricky to put yourself in those positions, because one of the things that you really like doing with Viper is you like walking up a little bit further than you can do with other mid laners. You
Radiant
like
team
putting that
win.
pressure on.
Interesting. Is the
Or
Viper a support? Are we going the Viper Hawk Tour build?
10 seconds remaining.
Like,
I am not opposed to a support Viper.
5 seconds
it
remaining.
could be the Shadow Fiend for the.
You may now select your
Ooh.
heroes.
I like the Quap pickup. I'm a big Quap fan, and I could see it being a good shout this game.
I think here. I don't know. I think I quite like the dragons lineup here. I'm quite happy with the. I'm happy to see the axe got through. I'm happy with the the priest lockdown, or like whenever you inflict a status effect, I think it lasts longer, and I'm quite a fan of that personally.
Exactly.
So we
Yeah.
have debuffs inflicted by Ursa last longer.
Prepare for battle.
Yeah, the Frostbound, the one you see with the Lich a lot, where the ult goes circles around them longer.
Yes, a very good pickup on Lich, and I also quite like it against this team as well, because there's quite a lot of like poke and prod, especially with the Storm Spirit. You know, you get quite a few Storm Spirits who'll kind of like jump in and then they'll kind of back it out a bit. So being able to go and keep that Chain Frost going is a very good pickup here and a good choice. How are you feeling about these two drafts then?
I think I kind of favor the dragons here. I will say that I don't think they've got a tremendous
30
amount
seconds
of
to battle.
lockdown for the storm. They've got, if they can catch with the hoodwink, they've got the axe call, but again, they just have to be able to get them in it. And then the sinister gaze. So I think if this storm has a good time in that lane, I think that the pit ponies can take this.
Having a little
But
bit of a standoff here in the top lane. We're going to all try to go for the same set of runes. Let's put it out on the Shadow Fiend, but looks like it's just going to be a little bit of a poke and prod. Viper, I am a fan of support Viper, but taking a lot of damage here. So
I'm
little
also
bit better for the dragons there in terms of just damage, but nice rune trade there. They managed to split them equally.
I think I got questions about why Viper went caustic bath. I think I don't think I can think of many situations where I wouldn't want to take the poison attack one, because the additional little bit of nuke at the end of your poison attack wearing off.
Yeah, but
Although saying that,
there's a heavy bit of magic damage here, so being able to have the additional corrosive skin is not bad.
yeah, I mean, it's academic. I would say that Deadly dies if the Viper has that other talent, has that other facet, but it's what it is. That's going to be a horrible lane to go against the Underlord and that Viper.
Yeah, this is I think this is quite a rough lane on both sides here in the off lane here. I think bot is going to be a lot of poke and prodding on both sides. We're already seeing lots of damage being shared between the two supports already, and Nez is not having the best time in in terms of staying clear of her own set of damage either. Some prodding going on top as well. This Hoodwink's taking quite a lot of damage from the raises, and let's see what happens in the early game. How do you feel like these lanes play out for both teams here? We're seeing like quite an even split coming out in terms of last hits for the safe laners, but looks like the Quap is
Yeah,
pretty well here mid so far.
I think you've got the ability to take Scream of Pain, your Scream of Pain, which makes securing a lot of creeps sort of easier early doors. So I think that this Quap's always going to have a good time. Those sort of first few levels, I think she just needs to push that advantage as much as possible and just try and see if she can bully the Storm out to just really capitalize.
Yeah, so far doing quite well in terms of last hits, but actual damage on the Storm, less so. They seem to be trading relatively evenly, although as I say that now, taking a little bit more damage over here on the side of the Storm Spirit, so not a simple lane by any means, is it?
Yeah, I mean, they've eventually been able to get it. Oh, wow.
So
Looks
nice
like
early pick off there onto this axe, especially as it's a comfort pick here as well. So very nicely done and picked up there for the Dire.
Yeah, it's just one of those, I wouldn't as an axe enjoyer, I wouldn't want to necessarily be playing into a Clockwork. It just always feels like a bad matchup in my view.
They're going to try to make something happen down bot here as well. A little bit of holding in place on both sides. Lots of damage coming out onto this Lich here. Atrophy Aura does add quite a bit of punch in these early levels. So little spooky here for both sides, as we thought it might be. But so far, they're all holding their own.
Yeah, this is just pretty easy for. Seems like it's relatively easy for this mid lane early orders for this Quap. I just don't know what the Storm's going to be able to do until the ult comes along. Looking down bot.
It's actually going to prod all the way down to take the Lich out in this bot lane. Lots of damage coming through from this Underlord. You have to be super careful here going up against these two, especially with the Viper as well.
Yeah, I think there's not very many situations where I would take Pit of Malice this early, but having the Viper and being able to get the spit off and get a couple of extra hits, I think that's really going to go a long way. And the temporary bonus on the Atrophy Aura is just going to make Nez's last hit, and it's going to make it a lot easier for her. So I think it's a good decision to get that early doors.
Yeah, lots of prodding going on throughout the map at this point. Just watching the Ursa getting quite low after taking, half HP after taking some camps whilst his support was dead. Gonna be a tricky laning phase for quite a few members of the of this game. Couple more prodding going on top here, but looks like everyone is going to come out relatively unscathed. In the sense of they will make it out with their lives this time.
Yeah, I think being able to pull into the side camp for this. Looking at down bottom.
The Ursa has gotten stuck into this pit, but looks like it's actually going to be his Lich that will pay the price, taken down there by the Viper Spit. So we will be getting a little bit of spit action there, as you hoped to get. Might not be so simple for the Ursa to walk up as he thinks. A lot of damage coming through, but actually try and prod a little bit top. The Quap's going to TP in. Ult coming out onto this Shadow Fiend. Not quite enough to take him down, though, and she's already used Blink. Is she going to dive? Yeah, go on.
There we go. Yeah,
you can do a little dive for the enemy carry.
Yeah, that's a good rotation from the side of the Quap there, taking advantage of the fact that she's got her 6. So saying that, it looks like the Storm is a little bit ahead in terms of XP, but
yeah, this Storm has been able to kind of get back on track in terms of farming. Those extra levels really do help clearing out the camp with those, clearing out the waves with those static remnants. So Lots of damage coming through onto these creeps, which is always good. Meanwhile, it looks like Axe has got himself in a little bit of a problem up top. Gonna get chased up and then find there's nowhere to go. Down bot, they will be able to get a kill onto this Viper. Very low on the Ursa, gonna be walking away on about 30 HP there, but he will make it out alive. Quap had walked down to refill her bottle, see if she could do something, but decided the answer is no. Not needed, so she'll go back mid.
And yeah, and in that time that she's been away, she's not been getting much in terms of lane XP.
Trying to make a play here onto
just
the
happily
Shadow Fiend in
farming.
the top lane. Gonna bring out the ult in return. Taking down this Axe really low, and they'll be able to pick up the kill. And I think it's going to be a double as well.
Yeah.
Kind of misjudged that there. The level 6 Shadow Fiend, perhaps not the one to go on when neither of you have your ults, but little bit of an XP difference here in this top lane now. Level 6 versus level 4 Axe. It's not quite so simple to take down. Do you have an invis room on this Quap here? So we'll be moving up to see if she can get
sees
something
the courier.
to
Did they see the courier? They see the courier?
Not sure if she spotted it just yet, but she's found him. Yep, gonna do
there we go.
the point blank
that's the
ult,
way to use it.
in his face and take him out. Very nice pick up there, and I think very important here, because otherwise you can very easily see the Shadow Fiend just being able to snowball away with this advantage he's picked up in the top lane.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's good that they've managed to get those sort of 2 kills on early on to try and slow them down a little bit. I would like to now see the dragons to prioritize and see if they can find the Storm Spirit. Because if the Storm Spirit starts getting involved in kills and starts getting galvanized charges,
make a turn onto this Viper, but Pit's coming out, gonna slow the kill down a little bit, but not going to be enough to save the Viper. Should be able to get this Underlord out absolutely fine. Don't think she's going to push too hard here onto this Ursa. He has popped ult though, so
yeah, I think this is nice. This is nice and close so far. We're not seeing the the usual thing we would see with teams at this sort of equal kind of level, where one team really pulls away and then at that point it's just sort of not recoverable. They've actually kind of kept it pretty close and competitive so far.
This Axe has been spotted up in the triangle, gonna get zooped on by the storm and gonna be taken out very easily there. Very low HP there on that Axe, desperately trying to pick up his level 6 and still only halfway towards level 5. 4 deaths on this Axe in 10 minutes, and he is suffering. He is the lowest XP in the game right now.
Yeah, I think at this point, I think they just need to accept maybe where you might want to make some early stacks maybe for your carry. I think it might be worth maybe seeding a couple of stacks early on to the Axe to try and help get the Blade Mail and start being able to fight.
Something happen here. Viper ult coming out onto the Lich should be enough to take him down. Yeah, nice pickup kill there, but lots coming out there just for a Lich kill.
Yeah, I mean, it still takes away some degree of safety from this Ursa, so even getting a kill on the Lich does in theory mean that there's a little bit less farming safety, so it does still contribute to slowing them down in a way.
Is smoked, trying to wrap on the back of these two. She's gonna get shown off, trying to get the pit down. Gonna pop the ult right on point blank Lich phase. Taking a lot of damage here though. We'll be able to make it out. 80 HP, very valuable frost armor there, I think. But gonna see if they can make something happen here on the side of the ponies in return. Really pushing up here.
Yeah, if they spot this storm, they just need to not be near this. You don't want to start giving this guy galvanized stacks, because that's how the snowball really happens. The change to that innate.
Yeah, they're going to take the ward out, so they're kind of sitting here blind now, but I think it's just going to be a little bit of a standoff here. I don't think either one really wants to push to make something happen here. Gonna walk back mid, see if they can pick up this rune. Gonna get the DD on the Storm, but Quap very easily able to just blink back out there.
Yeah, and this is what I was expecting to see. I was just expecting to try and see if they can buy some space for this the Sax to maybe try and get a little
Axe
bit of
update,
catch
he
up
does
to
have
get
his
this.
ult, so farming away these little stacks in the triangle. He is now level 7. Very good, very good. Proud of you, buddy.
Yeah, and we've all had games like this. We've all had games where you want to be going for the full red mist and going for it in that sense, but it can be difficult to when you push the limit. Even when you've played the hero for literally 1,000 or so hours, it can sometimes be hard to remember.
It can be tricky. Looks like they're going to take a little bit of that action on the side of the Dire too. Got a couple of camps stacked up for their carries. So lots of farming happening. Going to see if we can get everyone to the items they want and make people just feel a little bit more comfortable, because that's what a lot of these early games are about, isn't it? You know, it's less so about how you do compared to the other carry and more so who's feeling the most confident and wants to make these moves around the map.
What I'm really disappointed with, though, Kit, is I've not seen neither of these teams look like they're posturing to try and take the. Oh, actually, I say that Lich is thinking about it. Lich is currently looking for the cheeky sneak to get that wisdom rune, and I can't emphasize how important
he
I
is
think
on
this
his way.
is.
There is going to be a little bit of a
That
battle
won't
for
matter.
this here.
Won't
The
matter. He'll
Viper
get it.
going to take the wisdom rune, but get
He could have
ulted
TP'd.
for it. That is a very dead Lich. But that is also 3 heroes on the side of the Dire who walked up towards that wisdom rune spot there. So
yeah, I think that what needs to happen there is the Lich just needs to grab it and try and TP immediately. Just, I think if he TPs the second he's grabbed it, maybe the Lich, maybe he gets out.
yeah, but it might be better to have that TP available for reactions once he respawns. So
maybe.
it swings and roundabouts here. You can sit and wonder what might have happened if you'd had that TP ready to go, but
If it would have been Storm going for the kill, I definitely would consider it be worth it, because at that point I don't want to give the Storm galvanized stacks. But that's me. That's just me.
On
the topic of
here down in the
stacks,
spot lane, gonna try and make a play onto this Ursa, zooming in on the Storm, has been able to pop his ult, gonna see if he can get something happening onto the Viper, take the Viper down, but not gonna be good enough to keep anyone else alive or pick up any kills bot. But the Radiant have spotted that now is their opportunity to make a play in the top lane, taking down both the Shadow Fiend and the Clockwork here. So nice little counter rotation there as well. 3 for 2, so worked out slightly better for the side of the Radiant than the Dire.
Yeah, and also they're killing a hero that was slightly higher in net worth as well, in the terms of the enemy SF is a bit more farmed than their Ursa was, so even just that trade by itself is still slightly favourable.
Viper has TP'd here in between 2 of the Radiant. Gonna get a dunk coming out from the Axe, but it's Underlord trying to come through, see if she can pick up a kill onto the Axe, and he's gonna run straight in between the 2 of them. Gonna get taken down very easily there, especially with the Storm coming through.
Yeah, at that point, again, your Axe hasn't had the best time, but he's now caught up. He's now a little bit more farmed than the enemy Underlord is, which, considering the start that he had, that's really good showing, all things considered there. But again, still 1k in it. It's really little in terms of net. There's not very much net worth disparity at all, which just speaks to sort of how closely matched these people are.
Yeah, it really is a open game at the moment. You know, we're seeing this Storm at the top of the net worth chart at the moment, but not significantly ahead. So it is very open to anyone's game at this stage.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, I think I need to see. I think it might be worth, as soon as Quap's finished getting this.
They are making a smoke play here into this jungle. Lich is going to be the target. Walk straight into a Viper. Going to take a lot of spells coming through. Holding the Viper ult, which is probably a very good thing, as the Radiant are going to try and make a counter play here. Quap's coming in. See if we can make something happen here for the Orset.
Nice.
Nice Quap ult is going to be able to take down this Viper. Ooh, bit of a miss there on that Shadow Fiend ult, unfortunately, but
Zoning.
we should be able to just kind of walk away, lick your wounds a little bit. Uh-oh. Asking the axe run straight into this Storm Spirit in the mid lane.
Oh.
Should be able to get away. Oh, the Quap's going to jump
They managed
straight
to get
in
them.
and take him out. Very nicely played there.
Okay, that's. So what I was going to try and say is, as I think once this Quap's they finish the Kaya now, you don't always get it. I think you might want to consider Quap's Shard this game, being able to jump in and silence this storm. I think getting
Ooh, gonna be a
Whiffed
miss
hook there.
on the hook shot. Nicely played by the Quap, but I'm not sure whether that's more of a well played there or a slight misstep there by the clock.
Yeah, and then now for the first time they're
See if you can do it. It's okay. That's probably one of the most unfortunate matches I've seen for quite some time.
Oh no, did you see? There was a pro game the other day where someone jumped into a team fight while there was the enemy was they were trying to contest Roche. He jumped in and got one hit bash killed by Roche.
It happens to the best of us. Radiant are going to see if they can take over this Dire jungle here. Clockwork walking up. They'll be able to see him with this sentry D-ward, but no one's really in position to make anything happen on either side.
And just to speak to quality of this axe player, god awful start that they had, is now completely caught up. It's 500 gold behind the mid Storm Spirit. Has managed to get good kill participation, was able to get towards that blink relatively quickly after that blade bell. So good job from Mr. Flame
here
there.
On the side of the Radiant, see if they can make something happen. Little bit.
It's going to get broken by this clock.
So not quite sure.
Oh, they might be able to. They might be able to get what they need. No, they don't quite.
Be walking up here. It looks like they're trying to find this Shadow Fiend, but that Shadow Fiend is in a very, very defensive position here. So
they'll get to him easily enough.
They're gonna keep looking, but he's already backed it out. Can they find him? They've spotted.
I think they know.
Pinged.
They know. It's more a case of I think that they. I don't think they saw him.
Who are they going to run into first? Because this smoke is about to run out. They're going to find the Viper, jump straight on, use the Dagon. Nice kill pickup, but there isn't really anyone around on the side of the Dire left to try and clean up here.
Yeah, that's not who you wanted. You absolutely wanted to get this Stormer out, push the Shadow Friends, but at that point, you've gone through all that effort, you might as well get something for your troubles, I guess.
Gonna take a smoke on the side of the Dire of their own now, but there's only one person down here, and it's a Quap. Do you have the tools to deal with this? Seeing what they can get done. Gonna jump away on the clock. Hook shot's gonna hit onto the Storm. Trying her best to get it all through, but lots of damage coming out. Gonna be able to take down the clock, and it's gonna be a kill onto the axe as well. Lots of TVs coming through from the side of the Radiant to try and turn this around, but the Quap is going to fall. Lots of damage coming out from the Shadow Fiend. It's my tower though, so see what we can make happen here.
Yeah,
trying his best on the Ursa to make something come from this. Aegis is down, and his ult is down as well, so this is a very risky position to be in. Get rooted up and taken down, and This poor little hoodwink. I think she's in trouble. Yeah, she's gone.
Yeah, Hoodwink got caught in the stubbies there. Yeah, at first I thought that was going to go really badly because of the hook being intercepted by Rob's zip there, but they managed to make it work. Rob still had the mana to get onto the Quap and get the silence off. So first
Lots of
time now
damage
we've
coming
got.
out on both sides here. If we take a look, there's 7k damage done on the side of the Radiant, up to 10.6 from the Dire. So, so much damage coming out, but it just doesn't quite result in these really important kills for the Radiant. And when the kills do come, they just come slightly too late. That Shadow Fiend very low for a long period of time could have been taken out much earlier, and the fight could have gone drastically differently if he had been.
Yeah, I think as well that this Shadow Fiend's looking like they are probably going to start becoming a bit of a problem. It looks like that's there. They've got their Shadow Blade out now, so the initiation is there now from the SF. As long as there's no sentries around, and then once they've got the BKB, then what are you gonna do? They're going to be able to get their
Speaking
ult
of
off.
sentries around, if we take a look at the map, all of this vision that's out on the map at the moment, all really good Dire vision. We see sentries covering this jungle in the mid lane. We've even got some in the Radiant jungle as well. Just vision everywhere. Really, really good vision that might get them a kill in this top lane as well. Trying to see what they can find in the triangle. Smoked up on someone, but no good targets. They're going to back it out. And it's going to give Radiant a chance to see if they can make a counterplay here.
Oh, Arcane Rune on the Storm Spirit. Oh no.
That's not what you want if you're a Radiant fan.
Yeah, this is gonna get nasty pretty quickly. The dream is if you've ever picked up an arcane rune, and then you grab a regen shortly after, and then you just zip everywhere. It's great.
Seem to have kind of abandoned this hope of pushing up into the Radiant though from the side of the Dire. All just kind of hanging around, getting a little bit of farm. Storm's just gonna take these Ancients, do what he wants to.
Yeah, I mean,
has finished up this Orchid on the Storm as well now, which came into play in a really big way in the last fight, but it's going to be a bit of a problem for this Quap.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Quap at this point, she's got her BKB, so she's got that safety. I don't know what she's building yet. I really would like to see some kind of silence for this Storm, especially while Storm doesn't have a way for.
I'm gonna try and get an ult down onto this Clockwork from the Quap, but absolutely whiffed, and it's a BKB charge to use, so that's 80 seconds where this Quap doesn't have BKB. Try and jump onto the Shadow Fiend here, root it up, but that's not what you want to be, little squirrel. Gonna take a tumble there from the Hoodwink. Gonna back it out on the rest of the Radiant, so see whether Dire can push for any more.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, that didn't really go the way they wanted to, really, did it?
No, and this is the fight where it's really tricky for this Quap now. It's still 45 seconds left without her BKB, so trying to push into this this Dire side is hard right now.
Yeah, I think it's not quite out of control yet for the side of the Dragons, but the thing I was worried about of the Storm starting to be able to get some decent galvanized charges and good mana regen items is now starting to kind of happen. So it is going to be tricky.
Lich is kind of taking a little bit of a misstep here. Quap is going to come through with a hook shot and get taken down by the Dire. Lots of damage coming out there for that poor tiny little Lich.
Dire's top tower is falling.
Yeah, this, and more importantly, it looks like they're going to be able to. The fact that they're able to take that tower means they should be able to contest this. Should be able to take this Tormentor without really being contested.
Well, they're gonna try, and it looks like the Radiant just aren't in position to really do anything about it, even though it should have been pretty obvious what was about to happen. Gonna smoke up, run to Roche.
Yeah. But if Axe
still
jumps
looks like the
there,
Radiant just aren't ready to kind of do any kind of counterplay to any of this, so might be a fairly free Roche kill for them when he does respawn. Still got 1:20 left before he does come up though, so a little bit of time.
so he'll still be on the top side. I mean, they are at least able to get the Wisdom Rune onto this Lich, try and get a little bit of catch up XP, but this feels kind of rough. I think I would have rather seen the Ursa get it if possible. We might be able to see if they can get the one on the enemy side of the river, just to try and see if he can get to this 18 a little bit quicker.
Speaking of this Ursa, he has been spotted with the scan.
Yeah.
Let's see if they can come through and get a kill here.
So his blink.
He's sussed out that something's coming.
Yeah.
And that's the dreams of that Wisdom Rune gone. Dead and buried for the Radiant there.
Yeah, and it's probably going to go on. Demon's probably going to grab it on the Shadow Fiend. I think it's really disappointing with how much I see Demonicus play Shadow Fiend. He's not called Fiendicus. I don't see him play Shadow Demon ever, but that's neither here nor there really. So Rob Lobna on the Storm, now looking at getting this BKB, and then once he's got that, it's going to be not impossible to deal with him during that. I think it's really important that if the Dragons can slow that BKB down, but it doesn't look like they're really in a position to, and I think he's almost already got it. They've spotted, yeah, there we go. They've spotted the Roche, so that's coming in with the pit.
Yeah, take the portal top there, and just a little bit of a testament of how confident this Dire side are feeling there. There was a significant period of time where that Viper was wandering around in that jungle with an Invis on his own. The Radiant do know that something is happening, but I think they're waiting for the Roche to come through, and it's just not going to, because it's going to be taken down before he even has a chance to move. So might be time to clear out from that portal area, but looks like the Dire are just gonna run it down the top lane and head towards the Radiant directly.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say the same thing I say every time. I get to say this at least once a season, but Storm Spirit really is the best Aegis carrier in all of Dota. So a Storm getting an Aegis is just, it's worth its weight in gold. It's really wild just how much you'll be able to get done in that entire, as a result of having that. Just being able to zip everywhere and know that you can spend all your mana and die if you really want to. Just absolutely just cram out the damage in that meantime. But I think the amount of mana that the Storm's regenerating now, I don't think there's even that much risk of that, really.
Try and de-push these lanes on the side of the Radiant, but Dire are just going to group up and take down this mid tower.
Yeah, this is kind of what they need to be doing now. They're really strong. They just need to be pushing their advantage as much as possible and not really giving Ursa the chance to try to farm his way back into this game. A mistake a lot of players at a lot of different levels, especially uncoordinated people, is people don't try and end games.
This Clock is going to take a little bit of a tumble here. She's walked straight up into this Viper. Gonna pop a BKB, but lots of spells
that's
out
not
here, and
not your best
got her
feeling.
teammates walking in here too. We BKB coming out on the axe as well, gonna jump in. Get
Okay.
an ult onto the storm. Aegis is down, but she's taking a lot of damage here and gonna have to blink out. Might be able to just kind of back
Okay.
away and pretend that nothing happened apart from the popping of the Aegis, but
Yeah,
this
I mean,
looks
all
like it
things
could be a pretty
considered.
free tier 2 for the Dire here, because that's a lot of resources expended on the side of the Radiant, and
You know
Dire
what?
not feeling the same, really.
I actually think that could have gone
Uh-oh,
a
this
whole lot
Hoodwing's in a
worse than
little bit of a
Dragons.
problem
However,
here. Gonna miss the hook shot, but it's not gonna save her in the slightest. Quap's gonna jump up, see if she can get something happening onto this Viper. Gonna pop the ult, but he's just gonna yaws and say, not
there we
today.
go.
Quap is gonna be taken down, and this Lich ult just doesn't do enough damage, and everyone's able to Delta split far
Radiant's
too
bottom
easily,
tower has
so
fallen.
free tier 2 and free 2 kills as well.
Yeah, I think this is probably at least a lane of rats. Well, saying that, that's a big. Oh no, they've realised what their problem was, and they kind of split a little bit away from the crappies. They realise, oh wait, there's an axe, so they are spreading out.
Yeah,
I'm here
still
for it.
best not to just stand all on top of each other as they are doing right now, but yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine.
So that's the lane of racks, and I think, yeah. See, they're just trying to push and punish the fact that this Ursa's away from them, and
The clock's gonna
looking on
TP
the
up to
top
the
of all that,
outpost,
yeah.
gonna get the hook shot down here. Trying his best to keep the Ursa stunned up, but the ult gonna be popping through from the
Yeah, that's just what you
here,
have to
but
do at this point.
BKB walk away. Everything's fine.
And that's the problem. I think I've seen almost every BKB usage so far has been a defensively, I'm trying to escape and survive. Haven't seen a lot of proactive, aggressive BKB usage. Like the only times I've really seen that have been on the side of the pit ponies. So.
So Quap, she didn't go for the Axe Shard, but she did go for the Axe Scepter, which I suppose is a form of Axe, but it doesn't really give us this silence that we're looking for, and she still doesn't have one queued up. How do you think that's going to impact the rest of
It's
this
less important because the BKB exists now on the Storm. I think it would have been more important early doors, and maybe that's why Presti didn't feel the need to get it. Just maybe feeling that it would have been waste, but I think having it would
Lots
have.
of damage coming out on these tier 3s here. Gonna get the hook shot into the base, but BKB coming through from the axe. Jump, see if we can get a call out. Lots of damage coming out onto this Shadow Fiend here, but it's not going to be enough to take down. Pop's trying to jump in and get this damage through. Ult coming out from the Shadow Fiend. Still so close to death, but not quite there. Might get taken out now by the Quap, but she is in between several heroes now. They have been able to take down one more person. Can they pick up Nez? Let's see. And there we go. Nice call. T being out on the side of the Clockwork, but he will be the only survivor.
Yeah, that was a good go from the Dragons there. Like, there's still gas in the tank. There's still there's still air in the lungs, so that's something. I do think that this is probably. I'm gonna guess what Dota Plus. Will Dota Plus tell me what it thinks?
Dota Plus will tell you what it thinks.
I just can't remember how you get to see.
Well,
what
what's your guess, and I'll tell you whether you're right.
I want to say that it thinks that it's 80% favouring the pit ponies.
Well, it's 73% favouring the pit ponies, so you're close, but not quite. Well, it's varying a little bit. 73, 75. About a three quarters, 1/4 split at the moment. I can do maths.
Indeed. So we've got the
Oh, it's going to be a nice jump here onto this clockwork from the Ursa here. Really important to get these like little pick-off kills when you are starting to fall a little bit behind as a team. So these solo kills really handy here.
and yeah, like it's especially like Clockwork is a hero that could be really disruptive. So getting him taken out to make your next go a little bit easier is really useful.
Dire are scanning.
I'm curious as to where what the Dragons can do to try and keep somewhat of a foothold back. You know, they're in the lane ranks down and a tier 3 tower, so you know, it's not looking great, but it's not impossible. We get a couple more good picks on the Ursa. You know, the Ursa is now the most farmed hero in the game. They've managed to, she's managed to eclipse Demon's farm on the Shadow Fiend. But
yeah, Tabby's doing really well here.
spot.
She's really keeping up and keeping the ponies in this game, but it is tricky because you've still got these 2 outer towers left to take on the side of the Radiant, and that bot lane is pushing in pretty strongly now as well. So have to worry about keeping their creeps out of your base, as well as how you're gonna deal with ending this game.
Yeah, I mean, the Ursa gets level 25, so they're going to take. God, I can't remember what the talents are for 25 Ursa. I think it's the
You have to go for
charges
the 2
for Earth
charger
Charges. Yeah. There's no way you don't.
Especially if you have the shard already. You can't have them be in range on Earthshock and not pick up the charges.
Yeah, I think the other one's like you get more overpower attacks.
Which is useful, but it's not 2 charges of Earthshock useful.
Yeah, I think having the ability to try and enrage off some of this, some of these spells is just
Very
going to be
handy
really too
to have the
valuable.
extra enrage, so cannot sniff at that.
Saying that, if you look, the net worth has gone down significantly. About 2-3 minutes ago, it was 10k net worth.
Top lane here, and they're going to try and jump onto this Ursa. Trying to pop the BKB, but they're already starting to back out on the side of the Dire, and
He actually
Blink
wanted
is going
to go for it.
miss.
Like the Ursa, Tavi, she actually wanted to go for it on that Ursa. Then that's wild, but that's confidence.
Now
Roche is
back up, and
and
the Dire do look like they're trying to move down to take this Roche as well, and I don't think the Radiant are in any kind of a position to contest this.
You've got to give the refresher shard. You've got to give it to the Shadow Fiend, right? Because there's no way you don't.
Not with the extra ult BKB.
Yeah, it has to be. There's no way. You could have arguably, if the BKB is on Storm is more important. There is a school of thought where you give the Storm that as well, but I don't think they have the spaces for it at this point.
Gonna go back through the portal and head top because nothing left really to take in this bot lane. So still pushing in towards these objectives on the side of the Dire. So looks like the ponies are in a pretty good position right now.
Axe going for the Axe.
Oh, Clock is going to be able to catch this Axe here, but BKB and walk away, lol.
Yeah, that's
Not really how you want to be using that BKB usage, especially not when there's going to be a push towards your racks here. A little bit of prodding coming out on both sides. big chunk of mana used by the Storm to zip in there, but Quap's trying to get her ult through, see if she can make anything happen, but it's just not enough damage in the slightest, especially not with these Guardian Greaves as well. Like, everyone's almost all back to full HP, and what do you have on the side of the Radiant right now?
I think with the Quap ult though, at this point, you might as well just keep using it. It's on a really low cooldown now. It's on.
Ursa's gonna jump in, trying to get onto this Shadow Fiend. Gonna pop the cheese. BKB coming out, seeing if he can get the ult off. Ult is down. Refresher is coming back through from the backpack. Lich has been taken out, and this axe is leading to a wave. Gonna miss on the hook shot, and this Ursa is still trying to find the Shadow Fiend. Gonna get there. Coming through onto this Underlord now. Storm's gonna jump in. Might be able to take down this axe here. Lots of damage coming through, but he's taking quite a lot himself. Aegis is down, and now it's just this Viper really making this Ursa's life hell. Stormy is going to be able to jump onto this Quap here to take her down, and it's just the Ursa left, and he really doesn't have very much left. Still had the ult up, but just not able to press it at all. That is unfortunate for the side of the Dragons there.
Yeah, I mean, there were good bones. There were bones of a good fight there for the side of the Dragons, but I think that it just took them a little too long to get some kills. From the
Quap there, but not gonna be able to grab anything. He's just gonna walk away, but the Quap has fought back. She'll pop the ult down and get the kill. Probably BKB and jump through, see if she can get anything else. Viper's gonna be her next target, but she's trying to bring this Storm, but he's TP'd away, and that Hoodwink stun came just a second too late.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm glad that I'm glad that they are actually just continuing to just fight, and you know, just not, you know, they are still playing with some positivity on the side of the Dragons. It's really easy when you like you're as behind as you were at that one point. It's really easy to start playing to not lose rather than still trying to play to win. So they have still got the right attitude about it, at least.
Yeah, I think this is very much a game of good vibes and pray it takes you through, because it's been a little bit rough in some places for both teams as well. So very much needing to kind of pop your head down and just play some Dota.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say it's been mostly positive on the side of the Pit Ponies. Very, very few moments of where it looked kind of spooky for them, but yeah, they did have a moment, kind of, sort of, I want to say sort of 12, 13, 14 or so minutes. But aside from that, they have been the ones with their foot on the pedals a lot more. But
unfortunate there. They popped the smoke on the side of the Dire. Nez still had a fist back in an attack and popped a smoke instantly. Report the Underlord.
Exactly.
See if they can get something happening here on the side of the Dire. This Clockwork's going to get his smoke popped a ward down, but he's been spotted.
Yeah,
be able to get the hook shot through in the D ward, and that Quapple is going to miss entirely. Lich surviving so far. Okay, just dance through the. Close your eyes and walk away. Like a little bit of pop the second ward down. They've de-warded one ward, yes, but what about second ward? And the Storm is going to be able to jump onto the Ursa here, trying to get something happening, but not really going to be able to get any reactions from either side here. Another case of back it up and pretend nothing really happened here, although the Quap, she's searching. Not searching enough.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even sure in terms of if I'm on the side of the Radiant, like what do I build to try and get back into this game? The Ursa's almost got the Swift Blink, so you know there'll be the shed load of right click on that once that's online. Looking at Oh,
Well,
that's
the Earth is
bold.
going to jump through
That's
onto
very
this
bold,
Underlord
considering.
here. Lots of damage coming through, but taking a long time to kill her. Greaves coming out, going to heal her up. Oh, missing the attack.
Oh,
no! And the regen
no.
rune picked up by Nez. Going to pop the ult on the Ursa, but he's chunking through his HP already and not really being able to find anything. Ult coming out from the Shadow Fiend and will take him through, and the rest of the Radiants are trying to come and back up their Ursa, but I'm not sure if they're actually going to be able to make anything happen. BKB coming out from the Storm is going to catch this Hoodwink here and should be able to take her down very easily, and there's Quap 5 seconds left on the ult. Trying to make anything happen here, but she's just got nothing left. Ulting onto this Clockwork and is able to take him down. Axe is going to be able to get a kill onto this Viper as well, and it's so close, but not going to be quite enough to take down this Storm just yet. And he's just going to be able to TP away.
And that's... I think I understand Tavi wanting to try and see if they could get that punish on the Underlord, but there's a Storm. Like, what are we doing here? There's a Storm that's going to be able to jump on you and punish that really quickly. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not sure what the comms there is, but I think that the rest of the team needs to be way closer. I think maybe it might be Tavi miss. It can sometimes hard to forget just how fast Ursa can get as a hero. So it might just be that she might have misgauged how long it was going to take the rest of the team to get there.
Trying to get something happening in this mid lane again. Pop the Quap ult, but BKB's coming through and just having to back out. The Ursa's trying to jump in, but getting kind of chunked through the HP here. Another case of just having to try and poke on the Radiant, but really just not getting anything here and having to like back away and reset. And that's not what you want to be seeing right now. Not in a fight outside your base.
Yeah, I think to make sure they took away the wisdom rune on this clock. This Clockwork is almost level 25. Excuse me? Viper is level 20. The lowest on the Dire is level 22, and you have Lich, who's not even level 18 yet. Like, excuse me?
It's a struggle here for this Lich. Bless him.
That's putting it lightly. So it looks like they're ulting to try and get this. All right, okay. So they now have the silence on the Quap. They're better late than never.
Why buy it when you can just get somebody else to get it for you?
I mean, what, 25 minutes? 35 minutes later? Yeah, alright. Okay. Before long after the hero you're worried about has BKB and therefore it's less useful. Yeah, alright fam. I got you. This I'm really not going to let this go. I really think that they should have been focusing on getting some kind of silence
trying to jump forward onto this Storm here from the Quap,
oh my
and
lord!
that silence coming in clutch. So
wow,
able to take him out, and you just said it was too late. Quap's going to jump back in, see if he can get anything happening here. Going to pop a BKB from the Shadow Fiend. Ult coming out, lots of damage coming through to be able to take down the Lich, who will buy back, but the Quap is also dead and gone. This Axe is desperately trying to get something going his way, but also going to be taken down, and it's just the Ursa left surrounded by all of the enemy team here, trying to get some damage coming through, but it's just not enough. And Lich,
there we go, that's GG, I think.
Taken out once again, and GG is called. Very well played from the side of the Dragons there, but it just wasn't enough. So down they go, and the Pit Ponies are 1 up in this best of 3 for the title of Well 6 winners. Very exciting. How do you feel about this game then, Lud? Talk me through it. What went wrong for the Dragons? And what do they need to do next time to not have this happen?
Focus on trying to get more lockdown for the Storm. Again, like, okay, sure, they managed to get the pick off on him. I'm not even sure how that happened, considering that the Storm did have BKB available. But as soon as he came back in, it was like, oh well, I'm just gonna just come straight back in. I've still got 3,000 galvanized stacks, so I still have more mana than God. So it's one of those things where but I think that they need to keep playing positive, even when they're behind. Keep playing to win rather than playing to not lose. But I think just more focus on like the right target. So there was a fight when before when they were in the triangle. They spent a good long time chasing the Shadow Fiend. And the length of time it took to kill that Shadow Fiend meant that the Storm was able to capitalize and just sort of sweep up. But I think it might have been better for them to just focus on the targets that they could kill quicker, just to try and maybe keep the numbers advantage, maybe. But I don't know.
And in terms of a draft, what do you think? Were there any issues with the hero choices, or is it more just the way that they responded to the choices by the ponies? And it's more, you need to have this bit more of a read on what heroes they're going to be playing against and how you take those heroes down rather than improving what you give away and what you pick up for yourselves.
I mean, it's difficult with especially in situations like this where, okay, you know some of the players, you know some of them because you are friends with them and you play with them, but it's really quite difficult with the way that these rosters keep changing all the time. It's really difficult as well considering that again the patch was only like a handful of weeks ago, and again the meta keeps shifting, so like at our level, let's face it, like most, this is still just this is a fun little grassroots league, and we love it. It's not it's hard to think of this game at this level compared to like watching what we see the pro players doing, and it's really kind of just an extension of it's like a pub with structure. I sometimes like to think of it as, in a way, in terms of like, I think it's more important to think about yourself and think about what makes you feel good, rather than thinking of the hard, like, oh, I really don't want Demon to get Arc Warden or Terrorblade, or I really don't want Nicole Flameman to get Axe or Earthshaker. I don't know how much importance that really kind of has at this level. I think at this stage it's just a case of you just think about yourself, think about your own game, and focus more on what you're going to enjoy. I think.
Right, well, in that case, we'll take a very short break whilst the players get ready and into the next lobby. And then we'll see if the Dragons can kind of bring it back with a little bit more fight this time round and get back down to what they need to play to make these games go in their favour. We will see you very shortly.
Indeed.
Welcome back to the grand finals of Well 6. We are one game into this best of 3 to decide who is going to be taking the title of Well 6 champion. And the Pit Ponies took the first game. Pretty even game for parts of it, but they did play ever so slightly better and just executed their draft in a much cleaner way, which I think is a good summary of what you were saying before, Lude.
Yeah, pretty much. That was the non ADHD ramble mode. Just the here it is, direct.
See, look, I listen sometimes.
Sometimes.
So they are one step closer to being Well 6 champions. It is a very exciting best of 3 that we are in for today, because the winner is taking home 60 whole pounds to split between their team, which, as you said earlier, will get you quite a few bevs, or maybe even a Dota hat or two if you're that way inclined. So very, very important game coming up, because this could be our deciding match, or it could show us that the Dragons aren't quite out and down just yet. So what are you hoping to see in this next draft, Lude?
Techies.
You're so predictable. I don't even know why I ask you that question. You answer it the same way every time.
It's almost like I'm establishing continuity. You know.
Why do I ask you any of these questions anymore?
In all seriousness,
10 seconds remaining.
Looks like this time they have decided. So even though Axe had an awful time in the laning phase, I think they have decided, you know what? No, that was still enough of a problem.
10 seconds remaining.
To, you know, / do not want.
5 seconds
Um,
remaining.
No,
I
thank you.
think
Not today, sir.
I think I'd like to see a. What do I want to see here?
Aside from techies.
I mean,
Radiant team ban.
I could also go the cringy answer. I
10
just want to
seconds
see
remaining.
good Dota, which I do. I do want
Ah.
to see good Dota, but
5
I
seconds remaining.
think the
You think
from
there
the
are
side
some
of the
steps
dragons, from the side of the
before then?
dragons, I think I'd like to see. I'd like to see him more. I'd like to see another good sort of tempo controlling hero on the mid lane for on the side for Presti. I think
Dire team ban.
Tavi did well, under the circumstances with a hero that can sort of snowball with the
10
Ursa.
seconds
She
remaining.
was able to stay competitive throughout the majority of that game. I think I'd still want to see something.
5 seconds
Maybe I'd like to see
remaining.
something a little bit more active.
Dire team pick.
Maybe I'd like to see something a bit more fighty.
Mm-hmm.
I think from the side of the dragons, what do I think could be beneficial? They did the season that the dragons won. They had
10 seconds
Ms. Rain
remaining.
play POS 3.
Yes.
They had quite a bit of
5
success with
seconds remaining.
with Centaur, and Centaur does like auras, so I think maybe something a bit more bit more aura-y, and maybe having Nick Offlaneman, maybe because Nick Offlaneman, I can tell you firsthand experience, is an absolute, if you give him a hero he's comfortable with, he is an absolute nightmare as a pos 4 as well. So I think
Radiant team pick.
maybe something
An oracle.
interesting.
I want to die.
Interesting. Question: does AA's blast go through false
10
promise?
seconds remaining.
You always ask me the difficult questions. I
5
think
seconds remaining.
the answer is no, because false promise doesn't change your health, whereas AA you have to be below a certain health. Whereas if false promise
Dire
ends
team ban.
whilst you are still AA blasted, yes. But if it ends before false promise ends, no. I think.
Okay, so we have Jakiro on the
10 seconds remaining.
old
5 seconds remaining.
the old pit ponies on that side there. So I think the real question is this Jakiro going to go for the Liquid Frost build, or are they going to take the Facet, or are they going to take the Fire? Are they
Well,
going to
it's
want to
far too early to pick your facet right now, Lou. We don't know what the other 4 heroes are going to be.
Yeah, but I'm already thinking about, like, if I'm a Jakiro, what do I think is more important? Do I think that the ability to get some of these buildings done and just really kind of snowball here?
Dire team ban.
It's also, so it really depends on what you're playing against, because there are so many heroes where the attack speed is slow from liquid fire and the building damage is just far too important. You really can't skip on it. Whereas there are others where I
Yes, movement
would
speed,
think
yeah.
that liquid frost is just going to be more helpful.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I mean, movement speed slow is good against everybody. Attack speed slow is only really good against heroes that want to attack, that want to right click you. So, I suppose that's sort of the crux of it, really. So at this point, what do I give?
Radiant team
What
ban.
do I strap for the dragons? Okay, so they've decided that they just don't particularly want to deal with demons Slark. That's reasonable.
Radiant team pick.
No Slark.
Also getting rid of the Ursa, so they decided that Ursa was problematic enough that they don't they just don't want to give Tavi the chance to be able to
10 seconds.
contribute meaningfully that way.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, that Ursa could very easily. I could see a game where that Ursa pick and those later moves, those later pickoffs really worked out for the side of the Dragons. So probably best if you don't repeat that this time round.
Mm. Okay.
What else do you not want to see? Are there any heroes from last game that you really don't want to see coming out? I'm guessing one of them is not going to be the Underlord because I feel like it worked quite well last game.
Yeah, I mean it worked well. I'm not happy that Underlord's back
10
in.
seconds remaining.
It's what it is.
5 seconds remaining.
Apologies.
So, wanting a techies, less happy about the Underlord. Where else are you hoping that this draft will take us? Are you looking for any particular type of heroes? So any like kind of play styles that can be assisted by these picks? Are you looking for just exciting heroes or like comfort heroes to
Yeah,
come
that's
out?
I want exciting. I'm not here for this. I'm not here for this
10 seconds remaining.
for this kind of safe. I think as good
5
as
seconds remaining.
I'm kind of like, oh, really, like it is the best. It's the Aura building offlaner. Like it's the best.
Radiant team pick.
Okay, Sand King. Right. So
Now, does Sand King fit in your exciting hero, or are we? Are you not about this boy? Because I like the Sandy boy.
I am a Crixalis enjoyer. I
10
shouldn't
seconds
be
remaining.
because we've seen like 3,000 Sand Kings in the last few
5
months.
seconds
I will
remaining.
say that it is. I am on the fence as to whether it's. We are seeing Sand King moving back into the off lane. It's become. It's been less in vogue to. It's been less in vogue to have it in the. It's been less in vogue to have it in the mid lane as it was in the last X amount of months. But I think that I do still enjoy. I do still enjoy Sand King.
Radiant team pick.
I'm a Sand King enjoyer. I tell you what, I'm not though. I'm not a Shadow Fiend enjoyer. I big dislike. This is probably one of those heroes that I would be happy to never see again for the rest of my life.
10 seconds remaining.
I mean,
5 seconds remaining.
Sorry to all Shadow Fiend fans out there. I am not one of you.
yeah, I kind of don't. I don't blame you massively.
There's just something about this guy that he just gives me the ick. Just gives me the ick, you know?
Dire team pick.
A girl's allowed to have a bit of an ick for a Shadow Fiend, but Viper, however, I am quite a big Viper enjoyer. Do you think we'll see this hero as a support again?
10 seconds remaining.
It worked for them.
It
5
did.
seconds remaining.
For them. I think that that's the likeliest reason as to why they've gone for it is it's just something that player probably likes.
Look, I mean, if we look at the draft, these are three heroes that did pretty well for the side of the ponies last game. So if it ain't broke, why fix?
Luna.
Now, I'm a big Luna enjoyer.
Again, we were seeing a lot of her during
10
TI.
seconds remaining.
As we
Radiant
should.
team
Every
back.
TI should be Luna TI.
I mean, the Dragons have already decided that they don't want to deal with another Rising Thunder Keg. They've just decided that
Nope.
that's not happening.
These are the only two heroes that the ponies are going to have to pick different ones for, because they banned the Clockwork, they banned the Shadow they banned the Storm Spirit. Even, you got to pick a different hero.
Okay, so the Pit Ponies think that this Sand King is mid, because that's why the ban of the Mars. So they think that this is a Presty Sand King, and that we're still waiting to see what we're still
No,
waiting to see
I
what.
think Mars is very predominantly played in the mid lane still, and
Oh, okay, no, then they've
Quap
banned Quap.
ban
Okay,
does.
all right. I've not been seeing much mid Mars unless I've just been missing it.
I think mid Mars is more widely propagated than mid Sand King at the moment.
That's more a case of I just not see it. Just really must not have seen it then. What would you think? I mean, it's academics. We're not seeing it in this game, but I'm not even sure you'd build on it for that. But again,
That'll be your little homework for next. Well, you have to come back and tell me the best mid Mars build.
What you mean by the point that there might have maybe been? So next well is what? X amount of months from now, maybe 5-6 months. So we'll have what, a letter patch.
I didn't say it has to be the best mid Mars build right now. Just the best mid Mars build. Just come and tell me it next time.
But it might not be a thing by then. Like,
okay, well, I
we
don't
might
care.
have-
I
we might
played
have had-
mid Oracle for like 5 games last week. Anything can be a thing.
I love it. Primal Beast. Okay, so again, Primal Beast could be mid. It could be off lane, same as the Sand King.
Nice bit of flex.
Yeah, I think.
I think I have an idea of who might be playing the Primal Beast, and it might be an off-lane Primal Beast, but
Yeah, I think I like mid Sand King offlane Primal Beast more here. I think.
I would guess that is the way around it's going to be. But
no.
ooh,
okay, so I don't know how much they have to deal with this. Huskar gets a good bit of magic resistance from Berserker's Blood. Oh, yeah, this. The only real physical they've got here is the right click from the Luna. Yeah, I think this is a pretty disgusting Huskar, and it's gone the incendiary build. Okay, so I think this is a Pit Ponies 2-0. Straight up here. I hope I'm wrong. I hope we get game 3. I don't think
do get a little bit of respite from incendiary with the Oracle, though. The no magic damage.
Yeah,
you will get a little bit of help there, but
you're gonna have this Oracle babysit you in the mid lane? I doubt it.
No, not in the mid lane, but later on it does get a little easier. It's a shame that Burning Spears isn't dispellable, but
okay,
the thing I always regret every time I play against a Huskar. Speaking of playing against a Huskar, this is a very interesting Huskar set.
It is actually the Primal Beast playing.
This
janitor too busy to fix cosmetics.
That's a very distracting set, and I would not be able to play mid against this hero.
Excellent idea.
Kit Huskar Thirst revealed.
I'm really looking forward to seeing what Huskar is going to throw as a spear.
Yeah. Sure. All right. So, since it looks like there's not going to be much squaring up, we've got chance. This is it. This is the annual lore check kit. So I want to hear everyone. I want to hear every hero's lore names for on these lineups. Let's go.
No, 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 thank you.
Oh.
I opt out from this.
The battle begins.
I don't
Sneeze went
remember my
along with
own name.
it. Well, you say that. It's less untrue than you might think, but here we are. Yeah, I think that this. I'm not sure how. I'm not sure how Primal Beast matches up against the Huskar, but I don't imagine it goes particularly well for him.
I think this could be a tricky lane for the Primal, and gonna be interesting to see how it plays out for him. Already taken a fair bit of harass and probably feeling just a little bit sorry for himself.
Yeah, it's rough. It's just unnecessary. Like, why did they feel the need to give him this talent? It was, it just feels needless. I wonder what the rule is going to be in terms of how many other heroes are going to get at least 3 facets. I think 3 should be the norm.
It's going to be a good pickup for this Liquid Fire here. If you're heading up again. No, wait, wrong team. Never mind.
I mean, if anything, the Liquid Fire. I think this was one. I'm not sure if I would have gone Liquid Fire if I was Jakiro, even though I quite like it. I suppose with the Huskar, they're playing a fast. It's a fast lineup, so I suppose they want the push. They want to be able to push the advantage of that. This Huskar is going to be able to have the they're going to be able to make it so that this Luna doesn't have the space to farm, and once they start taking the buildings, this Huskar can just wander around looking for murders. Like, yeah, I think this is going to be difficult. I mean, probably it's already having to think about a world of not being in this lane. But
yeah,
this 8 and 6, this 4 and 1. That
it's not a simple lane by any means here, and already burnt through all of his regen at 2.5 minutes, and not easy by any stretch, but trying to get some creeps where he can. Failing, but trying.
That's much like the child with no Kinder Chocolate. That's no bueno,
Gonna see if they can make something happen in this bot lane here. Trying to get the stun onto this Jakiro. See if they can get some damage back on return. Nice bit of poking and prodding going on, but don't think it's gonna work out for either side at the moment. Lots of damage occurring onto these supports in the side lanes especially. Lots of prodding, lots of poking. And yeah, as you say, this Primal Beast trying to get his creeps elsewhere, but
that's so painful.
death.
Yeah, this is 15 and 12 to 10 and 1 in lane. Oh man, that's
It's real pain train for this Primal Beast here, so gonna have to rely on his side lanes to really pick up the spare here. Sanking taking a lot of damage down bot. Gonna stun away. We'll get lifted up with the Rubik, so Chase kind of shifting onto him instead of his Sand King, but now 2 very low heroes here, and the Primal Beast forced entirely out of lane, having to go all the way back to Fountain.
Oh, that's rough.
This is a tough start.
14 denies to Primal Beast's 10 last hits. That's evil. What do you do?
Cry. And
This was a really, really good. I knew the Huskar pick was good, but oh man, that's sadness.
Yeah, this is a struggle bus here for the Primal Beast. I'm gonna keep trying to
Escaping
prod
from
in the other lanes,
worms.
though. Kill coming out in the bot lane. Gonna be able to push down that Rubik there. Jakiro really showing why he is a strong laner.
Oh,
Might
does
be
that?
able to get the
Yeah.
Sand King. Yes, very nice pickup there. Set up quite nicely. And this top lane gonna keep prodding here, trying to get some damage
Maybe
onto
push
the
on
Luna.
this?
Lots coming out onto the Viper in return, but it'll be enough to take down that carry. Very nice start there. Really, really good position here for the ponies.
Okay, so hope I'm wrong. I'm gonna make a safe bet and say I think 35 minutes.
This is a very fast tempo lineup, and speaking of fast tempo, they're trying to get another kill down here in the bot lane. Gonna get the Ice Path down onto the Sand King and pick up the kill on the Shadow Fiend. Keep putting damage onto this Rubik as well, just really bullying people out of the lane. And up top, trying to go onto this Oracle as well, but ooh.
Yeah, this is rough. I'm not
And
sure. Oh,
in the mid
there we
lane,
go.
I pan over as the Huskar is able to take down the Primal Beast. Level 7 Huskar against a level 5 Primal Beast right now. He is not looking too hot right now.
Yeah, yeah, I think I'm not sure what they'd have to do here. I think might have to commit like a fair few resources to maybe try and take out this Huskar, and then if you do, well, if you spent more than 3 heroes doing it, great. Shadow Fiend's just gonna keep farming up like crazy because.
And the Shadow Fiend is just getting so much damage onto this Sand King in the bot lane. That's 2 raises there and a couple of right clicks. Trying to pick up this Wisdom Rune on the Jakiri because he knows his Shadow Fiend doesn't need him. Not going to be able to, and might actually be able to get a kill here on the side of the Dragons, but he's wasting so much time, and his Shadow Fiend is going to start hitting the tower. And he's not even died yet.
No.
He might actually be able to take down the Sand King in return.
No. Oh, that's depressing.
That's rough. If you are this Primal Beast, you need your side lanes to be doing better than you. And at the moment, this is looking like 3 lanes who are having a hard time. The Luna is... she's doing what Lunas do, and she's just finding farm. But even she is, like, already down 1 kill here on the side of the top lane. So...
I dread to see what the net worth is like now on this Huskar. Oh, okay, so it's just the Shadow
He's not
Fiend
the
that's
highest net
really,
worth in the game, so that proves Huskar's not the problem, right?
I mean,
top lane, we're
going
to try and get another kill here onto this Oracle. Root's coming down, but damage not going to be done, but be able to take him down on the Viper. Should be able to pick up a kill in return from the Luna here. Gonna have to run through, see what she can get done. Stun's still on cooldown, but she should be able to find him. Oh, Duke around the trees! Oh no! That is not what you want to see!
Oh, that's miserable.
Meanwhile, down here in the bot lane, this Jakiro is just running down the Sand King. He should die for it, but that's another really valuable kill, and 2 entirely free lane for this this Shadow Fiend. Ult's coming out onto this Huskar in mid lane, but I don't think the Primal Beast is going to be able to do anything, and actually just going to die instead. Yeah. So really nice. Really nice attempt, but it's just not going to be enough. And this Luna, she's got herself in a little bit of trouble top now as well. Gonna turn around and pop the ult. Should be able to take down this this Underlord here. Might actually be able to get the Viper as well, but she is going to fall for it as well. So it is not it's not the kill you want to pick up here. It's nice for her to pick up the 2 kills here, but one went the way of the Oracle as well. And that's the mid tower down as well. So you are now looking at when this Shadow Fiend does actually get his bot tower and might be able to pick up a kill here as well as the tower, but should be able to get away safe. 2 towers down already. That's not the position you want to be in right now. And up top, trying to go onto this Oracle yet again. Looks like it's going to be another kill here for this Radiant team. Pit Ponies are really kind of racing away with this game at the moment. Down bot, we are going to see the Primal Beast trying to go onto this Shadow Fiend. It's going to disrupt the ult. Should be able to get the kill yet. Ult coming through from the Primal Beast. Going to slam that Shadow Fiend on his head and take him down.
Okay, being able to... Oh,
nice little respect tip there.
I wouldn't say that's respectful. I think that's...
No, it was. Okay, it was a really good cancel of the ult there. So
nice. All right.
Game gotta respect game, you know. Game gotta respect game.
I thought that was just like, oh, look at what you had to get that little move, but
no, it was a very cheeky cancel. It was a good play there by the Primal Beast.
Oh, the ult's coming back up on the side of this.
Gonna run in onto this top lane here. This Viper is a little bit out of position here. Got left behind. Nez tried to turn to help her friend, but not going to be able to save him, and Luna will be safe. So the Radiant going to see if they can chase and pick up another kill here, though. Our full 5 Dire heroes up here against the Radiant's 3, but they are feeling pretty strong right now.
Do you know the real winner of this race right now?
Shadow Fiend? Yeah.
Just happily farming.
He's vibing. He's in his lane. He's moisturized. Can't say the same for this Rubik up here, though, because he's going to get jumped on by this Huskar, and he should be a very dead Rubik. And that's a courier kill as well. Nice pickup.
Yeah, this is just...
They have scanned out the Oracle up here, but I'm not sure they're going to really want to do anything other than push into this tower. The mid lane, this Primal Beast, they kind of run at, but they're gonna decide not to here. Just gonna change their mind, go back to hitting some of those creeps with his non-existent spear. Huskar making fire from his fist.
Yeah, this is
although running up into this triangle, gonna come face to face with a Luna.
Yeah,
he's walking away because there are quite a few dire enemies here, but I think he could have taken her.
Once this Huskar gets the Heaven's Halberd and just uses that on the Luna, I'm not really sure what you do about him.
I have a little bit of a skirmish up here top. Nez trying to take this remaining outer tower here. Come on, Nez. It's 13 minutes and your T1 tower's still up. Gonna get the Viper caught out a little bit here. Ult coming through from the Primal Beast. Desperately trying to take this guy down, but he just lives for so long.
Yeah, I mean, look how much they had to... You spend an ult for that.
In terms of resources, it's not that bad, but in terms of time, it's not great.
Looking at getting this rune, maybe? Just to try and catch up?
Yeah, should be able to pick up this Wisdom rune, and they might even be able to turn this into a tier 1 tower here on the side of the Dire as well.
I think maybe... Yeah, I think...
It is kind of scattered out, so there are people moving up there from the side of the Radiant. And the Shadow Fiend's decided he wants a little bit of the action now. He's got his Mask of Madness.
Almost got the Desolator as well. So, in fact, literally 60 gold away, if that.
Decided he doesn't want to run up there. Just wants to get that last item. Oh, 10 gold. Nearly there. There we go.
There we go. So again, just a big focus on this big push. We want to be able to get a Desolator with the Mask of Madness and just start again, like I said, just taking these buildings early doors, trying to stop this Luna from having space to be able to try and catch up and farm. So again, I think that against this Huskar, I think she is really kind of the only hope.
Yeah, and you know,
So
she's not doing badly. You know, she's got a Yasha finished up now. Probably about 2k gold away from her Manta, so it's not
taking advantage of the
terrible.
Huskar here with the ability to do the early Roche. They're just, you know, Huskar can do it by himself technically, but the rest of the team just decided, nah, let's just secure it and be really safe. Get it all nice and early.
When you're off to such a good start already, there's no point risking anything here. Might as well just take a really safe Roche, and if they wanted to, they could come through the portal and try and collapse onto this Dire here, but I think instead they just want to push towards this T2 and just really take the game out of the Dragon's hands.
Yeah, and this is not difficult to see that happening, especially with this Desolator online and not that far off of the Halberd as well now on the Huskar. The Huskar Huskar seemingly just following the Tortellini build guide for this Huskar, just getting, you know.
Again, why do you need to improve on greatness? You know, if something works out really well for you, why change it?
I lie. He's actually got completed bracers, which is a deviation. Core items are still basically unchanged. Let's face it.
They will be able to take down this tier 1 tower on the side of the Dragons, so a little bit more space there on the bottom side of the map. But Pit Ponies have smoked up, seeing if they can find somebody here. They're cutting this Luna off from her team, which I don't think is going to be a problem because she is very far away. But this Primal Beast could be in a spot of trouble. He is just going to dive away, which means I don't think they're going to be able to find anyone with this smoke, which is a shame if you're the DD'd up little Huskar, but playing it nice and cautiously on the side of the Dragons here, which I think is what you need to do.
Yeah, like they've got the advantage, and it is important to, you know, the fact that this Shadow Friend and Huskar are as sort of ahead as they are. I think not giving away any of their lives needlessly. Just because, like I said, that they have actually managed. The Luna has been able to, you know, Tavi again has done a really good job in sort of keeping sort of competitive in terms of farm wise, and has been able to, you know, there's still not a tremendous net worth lead. The net worth lead's actually shrunk again, like we saw in the last game, where just by virtue of them being able to farm efficiently, they have kept that gulf down. But at the same time.
Oh, Oracle here walked up a little bit too far in the mid lane and gonna get taken down, but lots of damage coming through onto this Huskar, who still has an Aegis for 2 whole minutes. Manta finished up on the Luna now, so she's gonna move towards her BKB, but this Huskar, very close, actually has enough gold for his halberd now, which could be a huge problem for this Luna in team fights.
Does he finish that, or does he go and get his BKB first? That's the real crux of it here.
It's a big question, and it could be a game-deciding question as well.
I think at this point, I think I'd rather get the BKB finished. Because again, the halberd is good against Luna, but it's just Luna.
But it's only good against Luna if they're actually team fighting you, and at the moment, the ponies just seem to be able to make these moves around the map with no opposition from the Dragons, so getting these team fight items feels like a little bit of a waste right now.
Oh, and it looks like they've if they've taken that tower, they are now going to be able to take the Tormentor basically as soon as it spawns. That looks like that's what they're waiting around to do. I know
It's
that's what
Tormy
I'd be
time.
thinking. It's Tormy time. It's not that hard. You go with your friends and get a free card. Thanks, Keith.
Tormy
Wizzle.
time. Tormy time.
Radiant's top tower
There
is
we
under
go.
attack.
This Luna, she is kind of chilling in this in this top section of the map. I get all of the ponies coming back here to take their
just take
own
their own
tormentor.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah, just being really methodical about the objectives, just leaving very little to chance here.
yeah.
So that's
She's gonna back it out. She's
both
about
of their-
1,500 gold away from her own BKB now. So, you know, these timings, they're pretty similar for both sides at the moment.
Huskar still hasn't spent that gold. Okay, yeah, it looks like it's the starting of the BKB. That is the decision.
I think it is a good call at this point because you're not really getting that much in terms of opposition from the dragons at this point. They're really kind of putting their eggs into the let the Luna farm up, let's get these items, let's get to a point where we feel like we can take these fights, and until then it's a bit of a waste of money to set it into these but I won't die to Luna in these fight items.
Primal Beast almost has his BKB now, so that's
Radiant's
very
middle
useful
tower is
against
under attack.
being if he wants to be able to ult the Huskar without having to worry about the Shadow Friends ult,
Yeah.
or just about anybody's really.
800 gold for the Primal Beast, about 100 gold for Luna,
Top tower is
and
under attack.
still quite a while away on the side of the Shadow Fiend. You know, I think he's still about 2,000 gold from his BKB, so
Radiant's middle tower is under
way
attack.
off for him just yet.
So we're at 22 minutes, and they've already almost taken a tier 3. Like, this is. I know I said that I was expecting hyper aggression, but wow, they're just being absolutely relentless.
Looks like they're
And they
trying to
forced
make
Luna back.
something happen here. Nice sneaky little ward here from the Chikiro. Really good ward spot, so he is able to see what's happening up on this high ground. Apart from the Primal Beast, who is hidden away in these trees. I have called out the ward now, so could put a little bit of a stop to this this Radiant Vision here. Down it goes.
I think it's interesting that objective-wise they're so far behind in terms of space on the map.
Smoke
Or
up
realistically.
on the Dire here, seeing if they can find somebody. Fortunately, it's just this Viper, which isn't really the kill you want right now, but it's a kill you'll take, and especially when it comes with such ease. So, leapt on, pulverized, taken out.
Yeah, and again, pulverize isn't a massively large cooldown, so it's not that deep. The Sand King is not tremendously far away from Bloodstone, so is going to be a bit more survivable in some of these fights. Once they get that just from the heal from all the magic damage they'll be able to do, but once this Huskar's got this BKB again, I'm not sure. In fact, he's got BKB. Good lord. Okay. So at this
BKB
point,
up for Huskar, BKB up for Luna, and won't be that far before
Shadow
it's
Friend have
BKB
theirs.
for. Actually, Primal's BKB is on Courier, so BKB
Okay,
up for
alright.
Primal now, almost, I think. Yep, there we go. I knew it was there somewhere.
Yeah. Okay.
So, what do we need to happen for the dragons here? What do they need to do to come back into this game properly?
They need to get a big pick on. I actually think even though this Huskar has been a problem, I think it's more important to get a really big pick on the Shadow Fiend at this point. You know, and I think Luna just needs to be able to keep getting a little bit more space. In fact, they've. I don't think they can let this happen. It's interesting. I'm not sure that they can really stop it.
No, it's quite tricky to fight into this Roche take at the moment, especially when they're so spread out as well. It's not logistically easy for them to take this fight, even if they are on similar strengths.
Yeah, it's just what to do with that, really. And they've got the banner now on the like the Underlord's carrying the Roche banner. There we go. Already she's already cycling it into the inventory. So I think they're just going to plant this just in the middle of the stairs and focus on taking this lane of racks and just again trying to choke them out. Even with this, it's still only the net K lead has dwindled. It's actually gone down again because how well this Luna's been able to farm. But I think once the
so we're now
just there.
We're now one lane of racks down. I'm going to see if the Dire are able to take anything from this. BKB coming out from the Primal Beast, going to be able to take down the Shadow Fiend. Going to prop the ult onto this Huskar, but is there anything else that they can use to take him down? Luna's coming through, trying to get all of this damage down. Going to be able to pop the Aegis, but there is an entire another life, and the Dire are kind of out of anything, really. Going to be able to take down this Primal Beast with just the damage from this Huskar, trying desperately to keep these heroes away from the racks, but just don't really have anything to be able to make it happen.
Okay.
Sand King's going to jump in, see if he can get the stun out, but the BKB is going to come out from this Huskar. Going to jump through onto this Luna, who's trying her hardest to damage him, but Armlet's coming through, going to be able to get a kill onto the Viper in return, and the Huskar will eventually fall. This Jakiro is going to be able to make it out with his life, but Nez will not be quite so lucky.
No, neither of them do. Okay, so they lose the lane of racks, but you know they are able to maybe get a bit of a punish there. They are now ever so slightly ahead in terms of net worth, but you know, again, it's at the sake of a cost of racks and how much they had to do. I think if they were able to maybe find a way to be thinking about when Roche is going to be respawning, maybe try and do something about stopping them getting it. I think they probably don't lose the racks there. I feel pretty safe in saying that, I guess, but...
Alright, Lude. Win probability check.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Where do you think the win probability is, and what percentage do you think it is? Oh, why do you interrupt my trivia time with a kill on the Shadow Fiend?
Dota Plus loves Luna, so I want to say it's like 55-60% in Dragons' favor because it does love Luna.
It just ticked over to 58%.
Let's go!
So
Let's go!
when I asked you this question, it was 50-50. And we are now looking at a 60-40 swing for Dragons in their favor.
Let's go. All right, okay, here's the real question. Why am I here answering Dota plus win probability checks? And to answer lore name checks. Well, what is this?
You don't have to answer my questions, but you did, so... I opted out, you opted in. That's why.
I'm gonna say this is something that doesn't exist. I'm gonna say this is misandry, obviously. You know, something that doesn't really exist.
Okay.
Anyway, so yeah, the Dragons have actually managed to be able to pop up here, and they have actually managed to. This Luna is really, really Goran farm, and it's not that far away from the Satanic. So I think Luna is now sort of at the point where she might just be able to deal with almost anything. You know, they've got so much. They've got so much going for them. Good lord.
So, how do you feel about the Lunar Satanic changes? Because I know it's been a long time now. Very long time ago these items were changed, but now the build-up from Mask of Madness being Satanic Shadowblade instead of Satanic Butterfly, I still feel like it's a worse deal for Luna.
It encourages you to break down the madness, to do with breaking down the Mask of Madness.
But you already had that in the past because it used to build into Satanic and Butterfly, which were two
Which
very
is the
good.
more important. Which is still, it wasn't even Satanic and Butterfly. The Butterfly is the same value as Satanic. It's more.
No. As in, so when Mask of Madness, long time ago, used to be split
you
into.
You could break down the quarter staff.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a worse.
I know I'm going back a couple of years here, but
sorry.
as a key, like a very, very intense Luna player, I am still salty about the change.
You mean you play heroes that aren't Dark Willow?
Luna used to be my most played hero before Dark Willow was introduced.
That's because Dark Willow has a cat hat cosmetic.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
but Luna is always my first Dota love.
Yeah, I think mine first hero I ever played was Warlock, but I fell in love with Witch Doctor, then Axe, and then Venge, and then Viper. Those are my.
When I was actually learning the game, I played a lot of LC, and it went as badly as you would expect.
I'm sure it went better than you probably would. I mean, you might think that. I mean,
I'll bring out the win rate stats later for you.
Okay, fine. Look. I remember that until not too long ago, you and I had a 100% win rate and everything was beautiful. And then I started doing what I do and did weird stuff. And you stopped playing with me. I can't say I blame you. So...
Back to the game that's currently being played.
Right. I mean,
a little bit of music coming out from Sand King.
Let's just farm in. This is really not that deep.
But they are looking to try and get a jump here. Going to jump in on the Sand King. Missed the stun, which is not a great initiation. This Primal Beast did pop his BKB before he ran in either, so pop by the pit here. Lot of damage coming through from the Luna, though. Going to be able to take down both this Huskar and the Underlord, but Shadow Fiend is also going to fall, and this Viper too. They're going to clean up on the side of the Dragons here. Just the little Jakiro who's able to make it out with his life.
Yeah, this Luna was given the chance. This Luna was given the chance to farm, and it's coming back to bite them now. This is.
It's looking pretty spooky.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'm not having dinner until 11 o'clock tonight. So let's get this third game, shall we? I mean, I said 35 minutes. Well, we're not quite past that point yet. But
like you didn't say which team was going to end the game in 35 minutes. You just said it was going to be a 35-minute game, right?
Well, no, I'll be honest. It was. I think that they will probably win by 35 minutes. The caveat to it.
Lots of damage coming out here onto the Viper with just one little Lucent beam. So much damage coming out. Could have tried to jump on with this Huskar, but just not enough damage through from this Luna, and he will get taken out, as will Viper and Jakiro, and this little Shadow Fiend. He's trying to do it all on his own, trying to take down this Luna, but she's BKB'd and she is just man-fighting her way through. She will fall, as will her Oracle, trying to get the Shadow Fiend? That's not a Shadow Fiend, that's a Primal
Radiant's
Beast.
middle tower
He's
It
gonna
doesn't have
TP
buyback.
out, but
Luna doesn't have buyback. If they're quick and they go down mid, if they're quick, they can go down. If they go down mid relatively quickly, they might be able to punish that potentially. I'm not sure if
Satanic
they're gonna
of
do that,
his
though.
own popped off onto the Shadow Fiend now, so these fights, they could get a little bit spookier for the dragons.
Yeah, I think. Oh, what do we build at this point? I'd like to maybe see a hex out of somebody, but I don't know who built it. Honestly, on the side of the dragons here.
Yeah, there isn't a particularly simple hex builder who has a hope of finishing it soon.
Yeah, I think. I mean, they've gone. Looks like the. So the Sand King's going for an Ags, which is the epicenter, like stinger pulses. So there's more sort of damage there, I guess. I'm not sure it's what I'd build. Maybe I'd look at. Wouldn't be that offended by like a Yule's Wind Waker from the Sand Kong, honestly. But
Once again, we have a little bit of a net worth build up on the Huskar. He started building through this
no.
Ag Scepter, but stalled a little bit. Might be considering picking up the Satanic first instead.
Well, especially since I mean they've got the point booster, but now the free Roche is here. So what do? If you're the Huskar, you just accept tactical loss. You can give this. No, I think you give this. I think maybe you.
I
give
think it's better on the Shadow Fiend.
Maybe. You could also. There is a niche where you could give it some Underlord. Maybe.
You could. It's going to the Shadow Fiend, though.
There we go. Yeah. So again, the problem they've got.
You know,
here is,
I would sit here and fight for my Jakiro if he wasn't already finished his axe.
I mean, sure, they've just taken Roche, but that's not going to stop. It's not going to stop
Luna taking your tier 3s.
Deciding that the towers or your base are wrong to us. Luna does now have to buy back. So
Needs to be a little bit careful here on the Huskar. He is posturing a bit, but he is the only person here. Gonna back it out after the tier 3 falls, and the rest of the dragons do come down. Sorry, the ponies.
So
the dragons look like they might just decide to go in through mid instead, though. Pushing up these lunar illusions.
Sieging with the Lunas, and just keep slow chip damage. And
just
honestly,
kind of
this isn't
back and forthing over and over between the two lanes, seeing who they can find, seeing who they can poke.
They do have to think about the fact that they are starting to get chipped away a bit by the.
Yeah, these creeps are running in to hit those tier 4s, so somebody's going to have to go back.
And it's the Oracle.
Jakiro's walking up pretty far. Gonna have the Primal Beast run at him. Yule Scepter up, but lots of damage coming through here, and it's not gonna be enough to save this poor little Jakiro. And they all go down so fast. Shadow Fiend trying to make anything happen, but he's already popped his BKB, and there is no saving that Shadow Fiend, and none of them have buyback.
This is just game. Yeah, good lord. I wonder if they know. They're going to start hitting tier 4s and then they'll know. I think, they've got to know. They've got to know this.
Viper desperately trying to keep himself alive, but I don't think there's any way that you live here, my friend.
Let's just end. Okay, they're deciding to get rats instead. I honestly think this is a mistake.
Yeah. But they don't know that there are no buybacks left. I think they've got it. They've got to play it nice and easy because there's already 2 heroes back up. Need to be careful here, and I think it's wise to try and mega here.
Yeah, maybe there is less pressure.
Damage coming through from this Jakiro ult. Going to be doing quite a little bit of tickling to the Sand King, but it's not going to be much more than just a little tickle, so Luna will not stop taking your base, and that's Mega Creeps.
Okay. So, yeah, they gave Tavi the right amount of space, and they were able to. I'm really surprised. I'm pleasantly surprised that they were able to sort of.
Hey, Lude,
well,
the game's not over yet. We've seen a Mega Creeps come back before. Maybe not a Mega Creeps come back from 24k net worth down, but we've seen a Mega Creeps come back.
We've seen crazy things. We've seen rapier drops.
Gonna get a stun. Gonna get a root here on the Luna. Trying to jump in on this Sand King. Not really gonna connect, and this Luna ult is gonna melt through the side of the Radiant. Then take down 2, and this Huskar is desperately trying to get its damage onto as many people as possible, but it's not going to be enough, and that's 4 dead. No buyback. Maybe 5? No, just 4, and they're going to call it GG to the Dragons, and we, Loot, are going to a game 3.
What is it about the Dragons? They love a game 3, don't they? Absolutely.
Everyone loves a game 3. Don't act like it's just the Dragons. Come on.
The Dragons have a history, right? They have a history of, like, the last X amount of seasons that they've played, they've managed to take their series to a game 3, and the ones that they've won and the ones they've lost. So, not indicative, but they were able to turn around what was. They got bodied in that early stage, but again, that's kind of to be expected. The Huskar does that, but they were able to turn it around, and they're real props to them. And again, this is a team that's mostly stayed together. Like, I don't know if there's any changes from the last version of this roster, and it shows that they continue to work well as a unit, and they can overcome quite a lot of things.
4 of their heroes got bodied. 1 never dropped. She was always pretty high up on that net worth chart.
Yeah, that's.
Look, you can't count a Luna out, especially when all of your work goes into shutting down the rest of her teammates. Like, yes, it's tricky, but we already saw that Tavi is not afraid of taking those tricky games and making them just kind of work for her. So I think that there needs to be a little bit more work going into taking her down than the rest of the team. But we shall find out whether or not they're able to continue this spree, or whether it's the end of the road for the Dragons, because we will get our Well 6 winner in our game 3. We're going to take a very short break, and then we'll be able to bring you all the action.
See you shortly.
Hello and welcome back to Well 6. We are one game away from finding our Dota 2 champions. Lude, how are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm happy we got game 3. You know, we're now at the anything can happen. I'm hoping we see some wild picks. Let's have a mid bane. Let's have a
We do love a mid support hero.
you know, or I just want to see these guys just keep playing. These guys and gals just keep playing in their element, and I'd like some banter from. I'd like some all chat from respectful.
Little bit of all chat. Little bit of all chat. I very much enjoyed our respect tip. I would love to see some more of that, but
I need some voice lines. That's what needs to happen. I need some Jenkins circus music voice lines.
We do love a voice line.
Yeah.
So, what are you hoping for in terms of picks?
Okay, so
Radiant team ban.
I kind of fancy seeing a bit more control. A bit more control.
Bit more control.
That's not Underlord. I'd like a hero, an offlane hero that's not Underlord now. They've had a win with it and a loss with it, so I'd like
Something different.
You know what I fancy? I think I'd quite like to see a Nez Stalker.
A Nez Stalker, you say?
I think Nez offlane Night Stalker. Let's have something different. I quite like. I've been in some games with a Nez Stalker. I think I remember a game with her once where I was an ogre magi. I built Solar Crest and bloodlusted her, and it was just like it was just great. I loved it. Pit Pony's deciding that they still don't want that Earthshaker based smoke, but this time also thinking that the Crixalis needs to not be here. Dragons remembering still got PT Storm D. So they're just not wanting to deal with that. And honestly, the clockwork was a bit of a headache from Cedric in that first game.
Warlock.
Okay. Straight in with the Luna. Okay. No screwing about. Knew that.
Look, they played their card. Tabby's shown that if you give her this hero, she will dominate with it. They know if they don't pick it now, they ain't getting it. So
yeah, I think sometimes you just got to really. You know?
Sometimes you just got a first phase Luna. You know, it feels like it shouldn't work, but sometimes you've got no choice.
It was good enough for a TI. So you know, and you know,
if those noob little TI playing players want to do it, then I guess we can do it also in our much more prestigious tournament.
Yeah. Those are sure words that I'm 90% certain were genuine there. Yeah, it's Warlock. I like Warlock as a pick, but if the Luna can get in range just to bop on the head with the
that is a hero at risk of getting heckin' bopped as well. Not even a little bit. That could be that could be some pain.
Yeah, I think I'm curious as to are we gonna see another Pulse 4 Viper, or is Seb gonna play something a bit more straightforward, a bit more sort of in vogue? Dragon's using a lot of their draft time here, but
Like you gotta be certain.
Who was I talking about earlier? I was talking about Ogre Magi earlier, so I think that
Unfortunately, it's the wrong team.
No, I'm okay with this though. Still, I like the ogre as a pos 5. Basically being
10
the big
seconds remaining.
big beefy pos 5 sort of
5 seconds
meat
remaining.
shielding for Luna here a little bit, and the ability to take the bloodlust and be able to the real question here, are we going to see Ogre Magi take
Dire team
okay, so Nez is going to be playing the Centaur Warren in this series. That's a hero I think again builds auras, but there's a bit more initiation, a bit more emphasis on the
10
blink
seconds
stuns.
remaining.
There's a bit more stun control rather than
5
the
seconds remaining.
AoE route.
You happier with this Centaur than Underlord then?
It's a different hero, so yes. I was getting
It's
a little bit
literally
bored of
anyone
robots,
else.
basically, yeah. But it's still a good hero, and it's
Radiant team
a hero that likes being hit. So Luna kind of suffers a little bit there, I'd say.
A little.
She's not massively health. She's armor tanky. She's not massively health tanky.
10 seconds
So I
remaining.
think the nuke from the double edge kind
5
of works
seconds
well against
remaining.
her. But yeah, with the Ogre Magi, do we think the Ogre Magi takes Fat Chance, or do we think they take, is it Beginner's Luck? Is that what it's
Learning
called?
curve.
Learning Curve, that's the one. Oh, Rizrak, huh? Okay.
That's another hero that likes to get wailed upon.
Yeah, they've got some gluttons for punishment for these
10
offlaners. We're
seconds
seeing a
remaining.
bit more kind of traditional, but Timbersaw
5
does like
seconds remaining.
does see those strength heroes and just puts on his big old bib, gets his little. Are we going to say that that's just a slightly more advanced knife and fork with the buzzsaw and the little claw there? That's basically just a knife and fork.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, there we go. I like this draft.
Yeah, I think you're biased. Your Maresca Sunbreeze bias is showing here now.
And my Luna.
Yeah.
10
This is
seconds
all right. So who
remaining.
else would they need to pick for other heroes that you like?
5
Drow,
seconds
but
remaining.
I mean this'll do.
You
I
could play
like
Drow.
my Dota women. What can I say?
Yeah. I'd say
I'll allow a Skyrath. I like a Skyrath.
I will not report you. Yeah, I think at this point, you know what? You joke. Wouldn't be my first
Dire
choice
team
for
ban.
mid as things stand. And now, yeah, you know what? I don't entirely hate it.
If the
But
Dragons want to steal my most played heroes for their draft, I'll allow it.
yeah. I'm here for it.
10
So,
seconds remaining.
all right, Rob Zeus. What do
5
I think?
seconds remaining.
So naturally, it's that they need a carry now.
Mm.
Has Shadow Friend been banned? Would I play Shadow Friend in this
Radiant
lineup?
team ban.
It hasn't been
Pony's
banned
banning.
yet.
Radiant team ban.
Armor, physical, and mixed damage, magic,
It
and
still
pure
hasn't
magic.
been banned
This
yet.
isn't a Terrorblade game. It
No.
could
10
be
seconds remaining.
a carry Arc Warden game for Demon. Demon
5 seconds
Demon
remaining.
does enjoy Arc Warden.
I seem to remember this. The last pit Stalonum Arc
Dire
Warden.
team ban.
Dragons banning the Ursa and the Spectre.
Not a huge amount of time
10
left
seconds
for
remaining.
either team, but they also
a
haven't
lot of
eaten that much
AoE.
into their reserve
5
time
seconds
yet
remaining.
either.
Yeah,
Not
there's a lot.
like they have in the first two.
There's a lot of good enough. It's enough AoE there from the Timber Saw, and that I'm not sure. Timber Saw currently is the only real worry. Actually, AoE. You could maybe consider Slark, maybe. Could maybe consider Drow. I know you were talking about Drow a moment ago. It's not.
Yeah, it could.
Could even just be
You
something.
could
Could be
drow
something
it,
as,
but
could just be something as straightforward as a Juggernaut. Honestly, could be.
a jug could work.
Team pick.
Don't have very long to find out because not that much time left. Final pick for the ponies of well
10
three.
seconds
Well
remaining.
3. Well 6.
Let's say.
Look at me going back in time.
5 seconds remaining.
I don't know. I'm really on the fence here. Jug.
A
Based on
jug
the
could
player
work.
Team pick.
Oh, there we
It's
go.
the Slark.
Fishy
Okay.
boy.
Okay. Yeah, as it stands, the only person I'm really massively worried about is the Timber Saw, because in fact, Slark's actually really good against the Ogre because he's just able to Dark Pact off like 90% of things.
10
He'll be able to Dark
seconds
Pact
remaining.
off believe that the Cursed Crown can be Dark Pacted off.
5
Mhm.
seconds
I believe.
remaining.
It can until she gets the shard and then it creates the brambles. It can
Okay.
still be dark patterned, but it becomes less simple.
Even then, if you're walking into it, if you walk into it as the Dark Pact is still going off, it will still purge off the root, but
Yes.
less margin for error, I guess. What do I think is mid here? Is mid here for the dragons?
Now, final pick, a Pango. Oh, I do like a Pango.
Okay, so we've got the throwing shade. Which facets for that for
That's
Dark Willow,
the
expert?
extra damage when you are in Shadow Realm. Personally, I think the Brambles is better, but
Yeah, same here. So maybe that they're already anticipating that Dark Willow might be able to get towards the Nags, maybe. That's optimistic, but I suppose Luna does still, Luna's still gone Luna, so there is still going to be Warlock going for the Champion of Goroth build rather than the Grimoire. Interesting.
I do also like the learning curve for the ogre. That's
So they went for the learning curve. Oh, let's go. Here's the question though: do you get a point in each? Do you get 2 points in?
No, just
Prepare for
You
battle.
do.
I
What do you
won't
go
lie.
for?
That was unexpected.
I would like
you're
to
a-
think that you get bloodlust. You get at least one bloodlust. Because you want to be able to help you do want to be able to help your Luna get a farm.
I've always wanted to be a giant space crab.
I too, Nick Offlingman, have always wanted to be a giant space crab. I must
and I would
insist,
also like my lads to cast their spells. So very relatable voice lining.
I'd like to think that I hope that we get more of those things. I think that's what I just want more of those things in this game. I want this to be treated as fun because okay, sure, money is on the line, but I also would just like them to just enjoy themselves and just, treat it as the fun that it is,
Well, I cannot guarantee voice lining, but what I can almost guarantee is the fact that it looks like we are going to get a little bit more of a skirmish here for these runes than we did last game. Gonna try and
Okay.
jump in, see if we can get anything
Oh,
happening.
dear. I think Tessie might
Nice
be in a bit of
fatal
trouble
bombs
here.
here coming on, but looks like we could get a little bit of damage out here, but they'll be okay. Gonna be going into lane as your mid Pango with half HP and no tangos though, which is less than ideal.
Yeah, same time though, Zeus doesn't have any tangos either, and also has spent a good bit of mana already.
Very true.
As a Zeus enjoyer here myself, unless you actually get the first blood, and sometimes even if you do, unless you have regen coming to you like immediately, it's really hard to weigh up the value early doors of that harass.
Well, looks like there will be some regen coming for the Pango on his career now, and there with him. So quite a lot of harass, but it will be all okay. This Ogre taking a lot of damage in this bot lane as well. It's the downside of having learning curve in that you kind of lose a lot of what makes you such a good little pos 5 here. You still get quite a bit of the tank, but when you're just having to run at people to hit them, it's a little bit less scary.
Yeah, but then as soon as you get past that first level, it's terrifying.
Yeah. That power
love
spike at
playing
level
around,
2. Ooh.
I wonder what, again, I'm just curious as to what it goes for.
Channeling up this Warlock soup in the top lane, taking a lot of damage from the for the Timbersaw and this Dark Willow here, but not going to be enough to put them at any real threat of death. Just lots of little skirmishes happening across the map here. Lots of little pokes and prods and damage coming out for all sides.
There you go, level 2. So it takes at least 1. So he went for 2 points in. 2 points in Ignite.
Screw your carry. She doesn't need your bloodlust right now. Dump it all into Ignite. Get those Ignite stonks going, baby.
I think you take it at level 3.
Yeah, and unfortunately it's going to be a little while off for this Ogre because it's going to get taken down as a first blood. Will get a return kill onto this Lich here, but not quite quick enough to be able to get the first blood on the Luna. So a little bit of a shame there. And she won't have a support here, but as Tavi proved last game, she doesn't really need her support here. Like she's fine on her own. She's chilling. She's vibing.
Yeah, look at the 19-3 to the 16-0. So this Zeus doing really well with
lots of high-fiving going on top. Everyone really happy, and this Timber's gonna run on in, get a little bit of damage onto this Slark, but not quite gonna be enough to get any kills going. We'll get the soup channel. Gonna have to try and Timber chain away now. Losing a lot of HP to Veil Bonds here. Is there anything else for him to be linked to? Nah, they've killed everything off, so we'll be able to make it away. About 50 HP. That's all you need, right? You don't need any more.
doing the walk back to the lane.
Yeah, little old walk of shame back to the fountain.
That's a big oof there, I'd say. So this Zeus.
What are you expecting to see from these lanes then? Who are you expecting to see come out on top? What do you want to happen? Damn bot, a little bit of a skirmish happening here. Gonna see if they can get a kill onto Nez here. Agent Radiant here on that little centaur creep. stunned her up, but not enough to get her taken down.
Well,
Although,
what I
top.
want is I want both of the offlaners to just both have really awful games, just so I can roast both of them. That's what I want. In terms
Okay.
of
So far, so good.
I wouldn't go that far. I mean, First Blood went on the offlaners for the pit ponies there. Nez with that.
Gonna be a
stomp
lot of
and
damage
the,
coming out. Top Brambles coming out on both teams here, and that throwing shade really coming in handy there. Be able to get the kill onto this Warlock and then let them take down the Slark as well. So very nicely done there.
You get the Slark kill onto the Timber Saw and get a bit of a kill rolled onto the Dark Below as well.
Ult coming out in mid lane from this Pango here. He wants this Zeus. She doesn't have the ult yet on the Zeus. Did get the nice little jump away, so gonna survive for a little bit longer, but not gonna be anywhere near enough. And high five and the banner coming out. Cheeky.
Dragons just telling you what time it is. There we go. So, kind of lanes are kind of as I expect them at the moment. You know, the Pango generally does really well in these things.
This ogre here went for a little Lotus and got himself in a bit of trouble. Trying to run away, juke through the trees, but he is going to get spotted. Going to eat his Lotus, but Zeus ult coming through. Kill secure.
Yeah, I think at that point...
In mid lane, this Pango's in a little bit of trouble. It's going to pop his Invis rune. Heal himself up with the bottle, but...
Okay. So in terms of last hits now, there is a little bit now of a gulf between the respective roles of the dragons and the pit ponies for the mid and the safe lane. Slight edge to Nez over Timber's last hits, but you know we'll should see that once the Timber gets their 6, that's probably going to change quite dramatically once their other once the Chakram comes out.
Radiant's top tower
Gives you a lot of flash farming ability there. Easy for me to say. Mid lane, they're going to try to go onto the Zeus again. Running through. TP coming out, so he's going to just retreat back under his tower.
Not sure how I felt about that. Unless they can punish someone for the rotation maybe on the Slark, but Slark just goes into safety. It's probably got there. Probably got his ult in the next about
do a little prod, but it doesn't work out.
Don't even think about it.
Yeah, I think the Dragons lost more than they gained there. They didn't really gain anything from forcing that rotation out of the pit ponies, and that ult's got not the highest cooldown, but it is not insubstantial.
It is a significant cooldown at this stage of the game, at least.
Pango is sort of posturing towards trying to see if he can get something on this Zeus, but I'm not sure. Not sure if I think he can right now.
So
Does almost have the ult again though. It's only another few seconds. Does now have the diffusal blade. So if this Zeus shows back up, yeah, I think the Zeus might be about to die.
Lich gone for a bounty rune in the bot lane. Met with a Luna, but not going to be enough to kill him. Meanwhile, in the top lane, this Slark's taking a lot of damage up here, so kind of little skirmishes happening all across the map, and down bot they're going to try and make a play with this center ult as well. Stuns coming out onto both the Luna and this Ogre, but think it might be the Luna who comes out on top here. She's going to pop the ult, trying to take down the Lich, and not going to be successful. We'll be able to take down this Centaur by the Ogre, but Shane Frost might be able to kill him off. And in the top lane, they will also take down the Slark as well. And this Pango's going to try and go for more. He's trying to get a kill onto this Warlock, and spinny circles. He'll be fine. Get the kill easy, and might even be able to take down the Golem. But they do get a return kill onto this Dark Willow with the Zeus ult.
The ult and Zeus, yeah, exactly. Going for the phylactery, fairly standard. See that a lot now, so it's going to be what, the phylactery, probably the Kaya, maybe
Dire's
into.
bottom tower is under attack.
I don't even know, is that E-Blade it goes into nowadays? Yeah, E-Blade rather than.
All these Zeus players, cowards in not picking up the shard at 15 minutes to farm for yourself. No jungle Zeus enjoyers.
Who do I talk to about getting you fired mid-cast? there's a
You
meme
just can't
that
handle the truth.
There's a meme that I like to bust out in moments like this. It's a picture of Thanos in front of a computer saying how to snap only one specific person out of existence.
You can't handle my my bare facts.
I did used to enjoy it. It has certainly dwindled in quality now, as they've nerfed it enough so that it's no longer a thing. I think I would just like it to be changed for something else entirely now, because it's
Oh,
been nerfed
mid lane,
so
this
much
Pango
that
is going to get jumped on by two heroes here, but he is just going to ult and should be able to take down the Zeus here.
there we go.
Might even be able to pick up a kill onto the Lich as well. Didn't jump up, so he'll just walk away. But
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
there you go. You're happy. You got some nice voice line action coming through.
I did. That's why I wasn't saying anything. I was just letting them play. Yeah, I think. I mean, meanwhile, though, all these things are going on. But you know, who am I expecting to see at the top of the net worth chart in just a second? It's the Pango, closely followed by this Luna. So even though
They're
this
trying to make a
Pango
play
is
on
becoming
top
a
here.
problem
This Timbersaw is a little bit on his own here, and they're actually going to be able to get a kill onto the Slug first. Will take the Timber down, but not before his Pango picks up a triple kill. And I think that's also a very dead Warlock as well. Rambles, gonna connect. Pango's gonna keep on running. Someone's gonna catch him, and yeah, the Ogre's gonna stun, and that is a Warlock kill as well. 4 for 1.
Yeah,
Dire's top
that's
tower is under attack.
that. Oh, it just disappeared.
Melted.
The amount of damage,
Absolutely melted.
2,000 odd damage done by the
Dire's top tower has
Pango.
fallen.
That's disgraceful. So, the team that already has the Luna is already playing
Dire's
it,
middle tower is under attack.
Yes.
and Luna does generally farm faster than a Slark.
Yes.
I think the Pit Ponies might be in for a bit of a rough one here. Like, they're not. I'm not sure if they're on a timer.
Oh, this Pango is thirsty for more. He is going to jump onto the Zeus now. Got the Blink Dagger completed. Warlock's Stun is going to come through in that ult, and they're going to pop the Centaur ult, see if they can get something to happen on the side of the Pit Ponies.
Oh
but
my lord, please. Are they
so
gonna...
much
No,
damage
that's
coming through. Can dodge the Slark there. Very nice pickup on killing that Ogre, but Pango is going to live.
Saw in the back of my mind, just like, oh god, what if they get an eye here? Oh no. But no, it wasn't quite that lucky on the Ogre there.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Not this time.
So the Pango's got the blink, so is he gonna go for the Ags next just to have the additional swashes on the shield crash? I think that's what you want here. Just to really trying to whittle down the mana of this Zeus as much as possible.
Yeah, it would be a good addition this game.
Not sure what the Zeus is building as
Dire's
of
middle
yet.
tower is under
Probably
attack.
Kaya, but nothing.
Oh, they're trying to get something to happen on this mid lane here. Pango's jumped in a little bit too
Oh,
far
that's
beyond
okay,
his
Pango.
means. Chain Frost coming through, and is going to be able to take him down. So,
Does go on the
lots of
Lich though,
confidence.
unfortunately. That's less ideal, the fact that the Lich is one to get the kill, but I mean, a faster Glimmer Cape could be pretty good against all the magic damage coming out from this
Dire's bottom
from this
tower
Radiant
is
team.
under
It's
attack.
definitely not going to hurt. Now, this Ogre, he might find himself in a
Got packs that off,
less
who cares?
than ideal position. Gonna get the Centaur ult coming through to run him down. This Timber gonna turn around and run away, which I think is for the best here.
Yeah, Timber Soul's pretty just got the Kaya delivered, so at this point, with I'm gonna say you probably want to get maybe the Eternal Shroud next. Jump on the Slark.
I'm gonna see if they can get a kill up here. Nice,
yeah.
coming through with the Rolling Thunder. Should be able to take him down. And yep, there he goes. Soup coming out from the Warlock. Gonna see if they can get something to happen here from the Timber Sword. Zeus is gonna jump away, but this Willow does not want to let him go. She's gonna have to though, because her Timber is dead. Jumping through onto this Willow, the Pango is trying to make something come from this.
Nice
But
terrorize there from
yeah, nice
Willow.
fear, and I think they're both just gonna back it off and reset. Basher queued up on the Pango now.
Okay, yeah, that is also the option. Just to be able to get that off from the swashbuckle. That's just again more AOE control for this Slark. More AOE control from the swashbuckle from the Slark.
Uh-oh, this Centaur might be in a little bit of trouble here. Stunned up, and the Pango is running down, but Lich gonna get the Chain Frost through. Not quite sticking out for these two, so they'll both be fine. Centaur's gonna pop the ult, run away, so...
Don't think she needed to pop the ult there, honestly. I think I'd have left that. I think the secure, they'd already used the Chain Frost. I think that was enough. I was hoping that maybe if they were going to pop it, that maybe if they were feeling bold, they could have maybe turned back if anybody else was close by.
You know it's not good.
Sometimes you panic. Sometimes you panic a little. What isn't good?
The Zeus is building a 4-staff this game.
Honestly, I don't hate it. I think you kind of need to just try and help you get away from this Pango. Yeah, I actually think it's probably one of the best things you could have grabbed. I don't like that you've had to do it. But...
It's not a good sign that it has to be your second item. I think it is a good second item, but that's a bit of pain.
Yeah, I can't disagree. And yeah, the net worth is continuing to crawl up ever so slightly. This Pango is still even outpacing this Luna. I mean, that's not going to be the case for much longer. This Luna,
she's catching up. She's knocking on those heels.
she's got the Mask of Madness and the Manta, so she's already got like a lot of what she needs is already
trying
there.
to see if they can make something happen in this bot lane on the side of the ponies. They found this Dark Willow and popping quite a bit here, but this Pango is trying to run in, see if he can get a return kill. I think it's not going to work out for you
Nice
though, so
dupes there.
might just need to back it off, and that he does. Not a great trade there, though they did pop the center roll.
Even I like a good
Yeah, I mean, I think that's just more important to get the Zeus out. Just probably focused on not giving anything more to this Pango. I'd say so. I'd say it's not the worst usage of the of that ult in the world. Honestly, I'm not against it. So now that the Zeus has got the 4 staff, do you go back to your normal regularly scheduled programming and get your Kaya, or is it more important to now maybe think about maybe getting that Ags to have the additional stun, maybe to try and interrupt this Pango from being able to get the Rolling Thunder off maybe?
I think with a Diffusal, I think you need the Kaya on such a mana-intensive hero.
Yeah, I can't necessarily say I disagree. But at the same time, you kind of just need to. If you're at the point where he's close enough so that thing is actually a problem, you have.
This Pango thought he was being sneaky with an Invis rune here, but has been spotted by this Lich trying to get a kill up here, but this Rolling Thunder's about to come to an end, and it's just not quite been enough. Trying to desperately back away here on the side of the Dragons, but so much damage coming out already, and this Duck Willow has definitely gotten herself caught, so she is going to go down, and the Pango is going to follow her very quickly. This Timber might be in a little bit of trouble here as well. The Slugs just run him down and taken him out. Luna has taken a tower in the top lane whilst this is happening, but this is not a great fight for them. This is a team that was looking pretty dominant a couple of minutes ago and starting to slip back down now.
Yeah, I mean, if they lose 1 hero less, I'm okay with that. But yeah, it's just one of those things. But this Luna is still now top of the net worth and is now happily farming and just got their BKB getting delivered now, so
she's thriving, surviving, she's having a great time.
Yep. She's got a little cucumber little eye mask thing going. She's happily just taking in the sun of all this lovely farm. It's
everything in Luna's world is perfect. And she's having a great time. There's no stress. There's no panic. There's nothing to worry about.
Yeah, she's gonna have she's
got
20 new pictures for the gram. With just how relaxing this has been.
Yeah.
She's gonna all the
chilled.
Tags. Yeah, exactly. #blessed.
She's just witnessed her Dark Willow take a last hit out from absolutely underneath her. That's it.
That's
full
it.
Tilt. Full
cancel. #cancel post coming shortly.
Yeah.
There's gonna be like a Netflix documentary. It's gonna be all out there.
I've been in this Luna's position. I know what comes next, and it's not pretty. It's not pretty.
Yeah.
That Duck Willow, she's in trouble.
That just literally that Luna's just turned into Michael Jordan, and I took that personally. It looks like they're gearing up for a Barney over here, which is pretty appropriate considering that they had the kind of Barney picture for the last 2 games in a row there on those 7-bit buddies.
You gotta keep the theme. You gotta keep the theme going.
I think we're not that far away from Luna getting. I think Luna's almost got the phylactery ready to go, so that's going to be where the Lucent Beam starts to be quite an inconvenience.
She's got the gold.
BKB's almost done on this Pango, which I think is really important. I think that's probably the right thing. Ogre has the important item, everybody. Midas. Deadly has the Midas on the Ogre. Almost got
Midas and the Philly Stone.
Yeah.
Dollar bill.
I don't know how I feel about getting. I don't know how I feel about getting the Solar Crest. I suppose Solar Crest is a good 5 item. I feel that it's less. It feels less good to have an active buff item on an ogre rather than it is to have a debuff item, just because of the way that multicast works.
Yeah.
I'd almost always rather have.
But then you could just
Something
use
sort of
Solar Crest
offensive.
as the debuff.
You can't do that anymore.
Well,
Dire's
that's me
middle
showing
tower
up.
is under attack.
In terms of other
Oof.
items, so we have a pipe that's just finished up on the Timber Saw. The Zeus has finished his axe and is going to go for Kaya after the axe. So, axe out already. Glimmer Cape 200 gold away on the on this Warlock, and he's just picked up his shard. So,
if the BKB weren't only 750 gold away from on the Pango, I'd be more enthused about the axe. It is still good, especially if they can still get some kind of pick. But yeah, I suppose this Zeus, it just took a while for Zeus to get this naturally, just because he had to get the force stuff. I honestly, I think Rob made a really good decision with that force staff. I can't underestimate how.
And we're halfway to an axe on the Slark as well. Actually, more than halfway now.
Yeah, so this is still still competitive. It is, this Luna really is starting to peel away now in terms of farm. But it's not. They're not a lot of tools. Slark could get. Centaur's always got the pipe of their own there for the side of ponies. Going for the blade mail afterwards. I'm not gonna lie, there is a small part of me that kind of wishes that she'd go for a heart instead. But I'm a heart on Centaur apologist.
Especially
like
with the horsepower as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
this is
Warlock's being spotted here. Try to do a little cheeky play there, but it's not going to be enough.
A dead hero followed swiftly by what is likely a dead tower.
Yeah, that's almost certainly a very quickly dead tier 2 as well.
This Luna is almost level 20.
Which is when you get the really fun talent of Moonglaves on Lucent Beam.
Yeah, that's going to be nasty.
I love using Moonglaves on a support and watching them and the rest of the supports melt and the tier 3s. That's my favourite Luna pastime. So what do we need to see from the ponies to kind of stop this Luna then? What plays do they need? What items do they need? Are they waiting for a timing? What's going on?
I think is Slark going anywhere. So let's go for a I think if the dragons just group together now and keep this Luna with the rest of the team pretty consistently, I don't think there is much they can do. I think honestly their best bet is to try and see if they can get a pick on Luna while she's by herself, or alternatively, 5v4 everybody else and just accept that Luna's going to be able to pressure a little bit as long as they can rotate quickly enough. But it's difficult. Whereas that's probably not going to be granted to them because Luna's just going to.
They're trying really hard to make something work here. And this Luna, she's quite far forward. Gonna pop a BKB already, trying to take down some of these dire heroes. Will get a kill onto the Lich, but gonna lose her support for it, and this Pango's gonna jump through and get a
Thirsty,
pickup
however, is-
onto the
Yeah, that's pretty
Centaur as well, but will lose his life for it. Luna still does have her Aegis, but it's now just her and the Dark Willow, and she doesn't have a BKB afterwards.
Oh,
She's gonna
Luna.
try and man up onto this Slark, but not gonna be enough, and her support is going to fall. It's
Is
just
able
her
to-
left now, and I don't think she can take on this Slark, and she
Okay.
definitely can't.
The jump in, I think part of the problem there is Presti ended up in that fight really far in.
You took the bait.
So they were able to get the pick on him, and they were surviving Conquer well enough that they were eventually able to get the Luna
Just-
and the
I won't lie. That was
Aegis
unexpected.
there. Yeah, that's
Radiant's middle tower is
telling me
under
that's
attack.
just able to take this. Oh my lord, they've only taken. This is now only the second tier 1 that the pit ponies have taken. There's still that mid at like 30 minutes. You don't see that very often anymore.
Uh-oh. This Timbersaw might have got himself in a little bit of trouble here, being spotted by the Slark. Going to have the Pango jump on him with the Rolling Thunder, but just going to pop his ult of his own.
Oh yeah.
Lots of Radiant heroes around
yeah,
here
he's-
now, though, so found himself in a little bit more trouble than he was expecting, and now Nez, who's come in to try and help her Slark, also going to find herself with the same fate. 2 very important kills there for the Dragons.
Yeah, I think we just saw Mrs. Nesbitt there die to the most dangerous disease in all of Dota 2. She just died to save your buddy syndrome there.
Yeah,
It's killed many a player.
it's a very dangerous condition.
Yeah. Incredibly
Affects all of us
degenerative.
at some point or another.
Yeah, exactly. And
It will touch the lives of 1 in 3 Dota players.
I'd say more 3 of 3, honestly, but you know.
Oh no, there's always one psychopath who never gets affected.
That's like the most selfish of carry players, but even then, generally speaking, all right. Sometimes it's not out of sake of saving your buddy, more in a case of there's possibly a kill.
Kill? Kill. That's an entirely different syndrome altogether.
Dire's top barracks has fallen.
Not quite a full set of racks there for the Luna, but we'll be able to take 1 of the racks. Dire are going to try and smoke out here, see if they can find anyone. Jump onto this Dark Willow, taken down very swiftly there from the Slark. Gonna pop the ult on both the Luna and the Slark. Luna's desperately trying to chase in, see if she can get some more kills on the Dire, but they're all just not dying. So, gonna try and jump back through. Lich ult coming through. Lots of damage done to the Luna there. But the Slark taken out by this Timbersaw. There a BKB going. That Pango doesn't want to give up, and he's going to jump straight through, take down the Lich, take down the Zeus, and he's now going to go for this this Centaur as well. Can he get another? Yes, he can. And this poor little Warlock ain't looking too hot now.
Get another rampage.
Buybacks coming through, but this is not the kill that you were hoping for. It's actually a self-kill, and I think that this poor little Timbersaw, he's also going to fall victim to that little bloodthirsty kill syndrome.
Okay, so forced buybacks from the Zeus, like that's something.
That's pretty good.
So there's still a net worth, still a gain in terms of net worth, I'd say. But, yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about that. So they are
It's
actually
not
now able to
disastrous.
start punishing this. They are now really able to start punishing this Luna a fair bit. She gets her, she uses her BKB too early, and then just drop the. Make sure that she hasn't got her Lucid Beam off. It's a short cooldown, but she's not taking that talent. She's taking the glaives. So
God, I
All
not
right,
like she
pop
can
quiz time,
spam
Lude.
it. Mhm.
How do you think this graph is looking?
In terms of the win probability,
Yeah, and how do you think it's changed over the last little bit?
I'm gonna say right now it's something like 55% in the favor of the Dragons, but I'm gonna say that that's dropped.
Okay, so we are currently at 61%. We've had a little bit of yo-yoing going on. It's been
Okay,
as high as
alright.
about 75% in favor of the Dragons, but we are we're having a little bit of a
Okay,
of a
so I was
roller coaster ride.
alright. Okay, so I have been right. I'm overall right. You know, I've done pretty well in this, and you
I
know,
think one of the really important things here, never more than about a 10k net worth lead so far, which for a game like this is quite surprising.
yeah, I think that this is a game that stands a chance to be needs to be pretty close. A good deal of the way through, I'd say.
We've got the Satanic finished up on the Luna now, so she is starting to build towards a butterfly. If you are Dragons here, how do you close this game out?
Take just try and see if you can get a really good pick on this Zeus, who would be on a dieback, and just punish.
Sorry, I was just laughing at poor little Nez and Slack trying to kill this Tormentor and it just sitting there on 1 HP. The curse. We got Scythe finally finished up on this Ogre as well, so a little bit more control on the side of the Dragons. Building towards this Butterfly on the Luna. Got an Octarine finished up on the Pango now.
Are scanning.
What items are you hoping to see come out from the rest of the gang? You know, Needy there for this Axe on the Willow. Building towards this BKB on the Timber.
With the, I mean, Ogre's got all Ogre's got.
Uh-oh.
Let's go.
Little bit of a skirmish going on in the top lane here. Got spotted out on this Warlock, but popped the ult. Managed to get away with the Centaur Stampede, so gonna back it out.
Dire are scanning.
Zeus has
Dire's
queued
middle
up a
tower is
refresher,
under attack.
and
Yeah,
if my maths is right, I think he's got enough gold for the refresher.
yeah, does.
My maths is right.
Yep. So, the real question, let's do the maths here though. The real question is,
Does he have enough mana? That's 1,350.
Has to use all the spells, then arcane, then refresh, then arcane again, and then maybe think.
See, this is why you need to pay attention in school, because I am barely keeping up.
Amazing what you found laying around.
How much mana regen per second? 25 mana regen per second. So you have to account for as well. I have to know this. I'm sorry.
Carry the
I'm
one.
sorry, chat, but
So if he does his full, all the spells twice and refresher, it is 2,420 mana. Now he has 2,200 mana, so double Arcane's Boots would account for that. But it would
And
not
the-
leave him the ability to
force staff away.
force staff. Well, he could force staff once, I think. Taking into account the mana regen.
Well, I mean, we've got what coming out now? He's building Octarine.
Yeah,
which he's gonna.
we'll give you some mana regen.
What's he gonna replace?
Eat the eggs. Always eat the eggs.
That's fine, sure. Because I say you can't not have that force staff. Force staff is too important.
It's eat the eggs or ditch the phylactery, but I think you need the phylactery, so eat the eggs. Does look like they might try and make something happen on the side of the Dire here. They are definitely moving towards this Roche, but they're not going to be moving fast enough, so...
Exactly.
New Aegis for Luna.
I think that this is going to be what they use to go and take mid, probably. I mean, they could just plant it and get secure on that melee racks. I don't. Yeah, you could.
Oh, that's nice.
Well, I think they're going to see how much they're able to take with just with Luna, which is Frost Armor doing a lot of work this game. Really, like, helping stop Luna take these barracks. She's going to be taking so much damage here as well.
Right.
This is a risky play here. She's already down to a HP, and that's going to be an Aegis pop on a Nimbus. Pango is jumping through, trying to get something happening with this Rolling Thunder here, but the Slug's just going to jump through onto the backline here. Luna ult's coming through, is going to melt through this Centaur here, who's going to buy back, but Timber's also going to fall, and now that's Luna getting double golems there. And I don't think that they're going to be able to get anything away on the side of the Radiant here. That's going to be a Pango down. We'll be able to TP out the Dark Willow, but also going to fall the racks as well. So task failed successfully.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about. I'm not sure how I feel about that at all. Yeah, I've got buyback on almost everybody except Luna.
That's another little tank of a win rate as well, down to just 55-45 now. It's starting to get a really even game coming out here, and I don't think you can afford to keep throwing all of your lives away for one rack. Dark Willow desperately trying to use her facet here. She's got her axe. She's got her facet. She's gonna very slowly do some damage to this this slut. He doesn't care though.
Pop his ult and just back away.
He was never at risk.
Price doesn't have a shard. That could be a shard could be really useful here as well, just to be able to just keep standing in and just keep smacking away and not having to worry about those hits, especially if the Dark Willow ends up with some nastier right click. Dark Willow is now going for the Hurricane Pike, so just leaning into that damage.
Will it help? Feels a little bit like the Dragons have kind of missed their chance here. Felt like another game where you needed to close it out a little bit earlier, and
I mean, Timbersaw is pretty nasty late. Pango has the 25 talent, so it can still have ridiculous control. I think they just, it's rough. It is, it's not looking as secured as it was, but ultimately they have still taken more of the map. It is still, Luna doesn't need to be left on her own long for buildings to disappear.
No,
it takes a bit more of a commitment from the side of the pit ponies, really, but I personally think that the Soga Magi should have focused on getting Dagons instead. I'm just going to blame
Dagon Gaming. It's a little bit late to be going back for a Glimmer Cape now, don't you think, Ogre?
again, it's more other heroes, other pulse fives. I'd get it, but again, I think that with ogre, I really would rather have some more offensive items.
Well, he's queued up the glimmer. That's
Yeah,
queued up
that's what I
glimmer
mean.
force. Uh-oh. Spotted out up here on the slot, but just going to be able
Who
to leap
cares?
away. Trying to
Slark's just
chase
gonna be like,
after on the
"I
Rolling
walk."
Thunder, but you can't keep up with that fishy boy.
Exactly. I mean, again, there's a really low cooldown now on the Rolling Thunder, so it's whatever. It's not even a 40 seconds. It's not even it's like 45 seconds when you take into account how long the roll itself goes on for. So it's really not that deep. But
Still looks
yeah,
like
they're
they're
just
trying to
able
make
to.
something happen here. Smoked up on the side of the Dire, and they're going to jump straight in with the Slug. Finds the Ogre. Nice Terrorize coming through. Timber's trying to find something, but BKB just having to run away. Will be able to take down the Ogre, but Slug's just jumping this way, that way. Lots of damage coming out onto this Centaur. Will be able to take down this Warlock with the Rolling Thunder, but Zeus is also in trouble here, taken out, and will be able to get the kill onto the Timber, but double kill here. Both the off-lane duo going down. Luna taking quite a bit of damage, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Satanic's coming through, and this Slug is in a little bit of trouble, and down he goes. Warlock buyback coming through. Going to meet with his Zeus, but he doesn't really have that many spells left either.
And Luna's also really close to getting that Skadi finished, which means that the Slark heal is just going to be mitigated even further. That's going to be difficult. That's going to be rough. I mean, at this point, this is going to be a game where Luna does end up walking around without boots, because I don't see what else you get rid of here.
You don't need boots.
Yeah, this is
so much damage coming out onto that Warlock, even just from Lunar Illusions. And now there's a Pango on his face. Rolling Thunder coming through, finding the mark. Gonna be able to take him down, and that's a dieback on the Warlock.
I think this.
That's one more
It's
Rex
not
down,
game, but
and it is just the Zeus left. And I don't think, as a Zeus, you can do anything against this Luna.
gonna probably be
She
Nexus,
is gonna take
Yes.
your buildings. And then I don't think your tier 4's along for this world either. Slark is back up now, so they might be able to mount a defense.
How long until Rolling Thunder? Another like
It's
file
up
there.
now.
There, yeah. So, yeesh.
One tier 4 left between the Dragons and Victory. They have got the Mega Creeps now in their favor. Gonna back it out there.
This is rough.
No reason to get too hasty.
So this point, yeah, this Luna's 35, almost 36k net worth. Good lord.
That
What-
is
what was
one
that?
thick lady.
Yeah. I mean, well, at this point, what do you do? Do they have? Looking again at the Disperser on the Slark, I think I'd like to see a Basher, honestly. I'd like to see a Basher, especially with the attack speed that you can accumulate on a Slark. I think having the ability to be able to try and maybe like permabash this Luna is probably like the best chance you've got. Pango now has Pango has the overwhelming blink. Oh my.
Yeah, this is a very rich Pango. there is not very much that he wants in this world. He's actually like switched out the diffusal blade now, which definitely the right decision. And Luna dropped her boots, picking up this moonshard. So she's about to be even more dangerous. Got the Skadi.
How much buyback gold does she have? She almost has it as surplus. That is
Yeah.
almost Moonshard surplus.
And you do
Good
not want
lord.
to be spending your buyback on a moonshard right now. So 400 gold.
Yeah. That's what, halfway through this just go through the like 3 or 4 creep camps. And
Yeah,
that's it.
270. 170.
Oh, and there's two with this.
Oh, she's only taken one of them. Luna, please.
More
She's too focused on Roche. Boo!
alas.
I know, trying to finish the game, make sensible decisions. There's free money on the ground there.
I know, right?
The classic carry contribution. Walked in, didn't even hit Roche, took the Aegis.
Yeah. Cheese maybe on the I think you give the cheese to the Timbersaw. Absolutely, there we go. And
Moonshot's on the courier.
Moonshard is on the courier.
Now,
think that's
how
bad
do you
planning. You could've
defend against a Luna with Aegis Moonshot?
Politely, I don't think you do. I honestly, I think if I'm
Especially, she's got refresher as well. She could be even deadlier than she has already been. I'm gonna take a quick stop on the Radiant to pick up the Tormentor as well. You know, Timber doesn't have a shard yet. Important. Gotta jump in on this Pango, rolling thunder through this Centaur, trying to get the Centaur out through. Luna's just trying to take these buildings. She has gotten the tower. She's gonna turn her attention now to this Ancient, melting through this Slark here. Has been able to take down the Warlock. She's starting to lose her HP. Gonna take down the Lich, but will also lose the Aegis. But 75% HP on this Ancient now. Luna, oh, coming through, got the BKB. Oh, so much damage coming out. Oh, it's gonna miss the stun. They're gonna try and clean up before they take the Ancient. Has come through with the glyph, but I don't think it's gonna matter. Slug's desperately trying to do anything, but she to the Dragons. Our victors, they take it by sheer willpower, and that was a pretty good game. I have to admit, when we were sitting here watching game 1 and it all started to slip away from them, I was worried. I was worried about what this series was going to look like, but they came through and they showed up. And they played some pretty good Dota to get there as well.
Wow, that was that was a really good final, and just want to give a shout out to one of our favorite boys, Dodai. He is coming through with giving us love. We're always really appreciative, and you get to see a really good really farmed Luna just chopping it up there. Yeah, it was they showed that there was a reason why they were quite happy first pick in that Luna in the third game. That's just
sometimes you just gotta style on them, and sometimes that looks like last pick in a Slark, and sometimes it looks like first pick in a Luna, you know? it varies every game, and I'm pretty impressed. I think that was a really good showing from both teams, and
absolutely. I'm here for it.
I'm very pleased to say that the Dragons are our Welsh Esports League Round 6 Dota 2 champions. And that comes with some real cash money, taking home £60 to split between the team. GG's, big claps, big claps. Claps in chat, please. Absolutely perfect Dota. Absolute cinema.
Yeah, I'm here for it. Like I said, we got a lot of good games there. I'm quite happy. We had some really nice, we had that really nice turnaround in game 2, and I honestly thought I thought they were cooked with how well that Huskar game had gone for them early doors. That looked really scary, but they were able to build it up.
That was off to a rocky start there for the Dragons. It didn't look like they were going to be bringing anywhere near the A game that they've showed up with tonight. So very, very well played, and obviously my pick of the of the series has to go to Tavi with 2 absolutely standout Luna performances. But
I'm also gonna give I think a large part of why that third game went as well as it's Presti's
yes,
Presti's Pango. Wow. Okay, there were some moments where it was a bit divey, but there's some, they managed to get some really, really nasty turnarounds. With that, was it second ult of theirs, maybe the third one, where they turned a gank attempt into still getting a kill on the Zeus. And
that was very nicely done. You don't get to go 17-5 on Pango without taking a little bit of a dive sometimes, you got to take these risks, and sometimes they won't work out for you. But overall, it looked great, so I definitely can't fault him. So really, really well played from both of them, and really glad to see a nice, tight, clean set of games tonight as well. So absolutely well played to everyone on both teams today, and thank you very much for joining us. It's been our pleasure to take you through all 3 of these games tonight. All 3 of these games, Lude. 3 great games.
Just love me a full 3-game series, and like I said, the Dragons, regardless of whether they win or lose, it almost always ends up going that way, and they were able to pull it out, and that's so we got a couple of players on that roster that are winning again. So I believe Presti, Mizrain, Deadly were in the. I think that those 3 definitely were in the win run. I don't know about Tavi. I know that this isn't. I believe this is actually, interestingly, Nick Hoffling won with a previous roster and was on the Robins winning roster, and is now won with the Dragons. So it's one of the only players to win multiple across different
with
rosters.
Multiple teams.
Exactly. There we go.
We love to see it.
So not quite the same level as 33 winning TI with 2 different players, but small scale.
Semantics.
Small scale for small
Semantics. It's very impressive, and I'm proud of you, even if Lude is wanting to take it away from you.
Nick Hoffling knows I'll just take anything away from him at any moment I can. That's just how I roll. That's our friendship.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you so much for being here with me this evening, Lude. I had a great time, and I hope that everyone at home did as well. We will catch you for more Dota in, 7, whenever that gets here. I swear it'll be 2 weeks. I'll blink and it'll be here.
That's what happens, how time feels when you get old, doesn't it?
I know.
Don't I know it?
I know. We'll be back sometime soon, and can't wait to see you then.